Rockstar Radio Podcast.
What they saying? You said that they got you on a rap report?
Yeah, I didn't look at it.
Look at it.
It's funny, like I said, because like the way I see hip hop, like I'm 44 now, but really like a nigga 24 can't keep. Well, you know what?
Listen,
you can't keep up with me even at 24 because like I fell in love with it, and now I'm just like I'm just poised for it.
I mean, you're at that age where you got to like experience the greatness, and you too, of analog and digital. You know,
sure.
Like how the whole progression of just not just the recording, but just the sound, and then the feel of the music and the culture and everything. Like how does that feel? I mean, do you still find yourself like wishing that we were back in like an analog world? Making and listening to music.
No. Analog, it was better sound. You can't compare.
Was it?
Oh yeah. But bass wise,
what
you get fatter sound.
Because I'm not a producer. You are.
It just
explain to somebody like because I don't know anything about it. Explain to me analog versus digital. What would make? I mean, is it sound just like the instruments? Is there something about the richness of the? What is it? Why is it better?
Well, digital analog is totally different.
Right.
Digital is much louder. You can get more signal, more cleaner. But analog has that sound.
Yeah, texture. It's like
a
texture.
feel, huh?
Yeah,
it's
the
like
dirtiness in it. I mean, you get more bass. That's a fact.
For sure, digital is true.
Yeah.
It's true. But music is a feel. So, like, even, like, they start talking about bit rates and shit, like on the MPCs and certain things. Like, Fruity Loop, to me, is doing a good job with good low end, but it's not, like, putting something like... Mike Will and them is putting a lot of they bottom end on tape.
Mm-hmm. It's about AD converters.
On tape?
It's about like the converters inside the software, the technology, basically. So sometimes, at least,
but it can't duplicate.
Yeah, so
it'll never duplicate
that's
analog.
That's how I feel about plugins.
Yeah,
like it's
trying to get there.
It can sound like it, but it won't feel like it.
Yeah.
Analog is Jordan, digital is Kobe. Like it's like
I ain't gonna say that.
Like,
not even Kobe.
No, fuck that. No, not Kobe.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying.
It's not Kobe.
If
it's not Kobe, who is it?
Devin Booker. Don't do that.
It's Kobe to Devin Booker and Jason Tatum. They put it like that. Like it's like it's just a different warmth and a different.
Kobe is analog. Devin Booker is digital.
Yeah.
I saw you on Kev's podcast the other day. When did you do his?
I did it 60 days ago.
60 days, and you.
So no, I put out Cancel These Nuts, September 22nd. Well, pretty much October. So I took so much time off. Like I've been going through this crazy sabbatical, Nick. Like it's crazy. Cause I started learning about hip hop in 2011. The Metro Head and them woke me up to records, and then I started hearing records differently. Right, not just making a song, but like a record. You know what I mean? Like this kind of magical experience when you listen to something and it convey a complete feeling and idea. Then I started learning about hip hop. Then I started learning about marketing. So it took me some time to kind of get it together to release it and do everything at once. And it's still hard because it's me, Metro, still, like it's a few of us, but we're not this big team. But so now that I released kind of the first project since this time, like I just been crashing shit. Like, you know what I mean? We went and did the Breakfast Club. We did Big Boy.
You've been everywhere, man. You've been on your grind. You know what I was going to ask you, man? I've been seeing, I don't want to call it a trend, but like more of like an uptick of artists that are coming out with their projects in 2024 that are releasing it on vinyl and CD. Give me the thoughts behind that. Okay, so I don't know. You said Hit Boy is your guy. We're all familiar with who he is. Super producer, Hit Boy. So Hit has got his pops now. He's making music.
Son of the decade for that.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. When I get him in here,
I make you want to have a kid.
If you can be here when we interview Hit Boy, he'll be coming. But listen,
all right.
Pops gets out from his stretch, goes straight to the studio the next day. He's got full projects with Game. He's got full projects. You know what I mean? Like with Snoop.
It's a crazy story, Yella. So. What he talking about is Hit Boy. So Hit Boy is an up-and-coming producer from the West. He's from the IE.
He's the one that got big on N-Words in Paris. He's the one that made that for Jay-Z and Kanye.
Paris. That sounds so funny. Niggas in Paris, the Kanye, Jay-Z. No, I got you. I got you. It sound funny hearing that.
Thank you.
But niggas in Paris. So, like, this kid from the IE did that. So he has just been establishing himself. He did a whole catalog, like 6 different albums with Nas. Like, he's tough. His dad wanted to be a rapper. His dad was a D-boy from Pasadena, from PDL. He gets out of prison. And his son puts his dad on. Produces his whole album. So he produced a whole album on him. and then gets him a collab album with Game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Snoop's
Not
on his
wild?
album. Yeah,
That's not wild.
That's a cool son.
Yeah.
Out the gate.
It's all right.
Out the gate, man.
Yeah.
But his new project, I don't know which one, if it's a co-project with
It's
Game.
both of them. Yeah.
Which was, because my point in all this is that he released his project on CD as well.
So I went and seen Hit Boy with my project on my music, and when they was working on this Pops project, and you know, I truly believe you can't be in the music business if you don't sell music. You could be in the streaming business.
Yeah.
You could be in the streaming business. I don't know how well that's gonna do for you, but if you're in the music business of music, you have to sell music. So that, to me, like, since I arrived at this point, nigga, it's like all fundamentals. Like I was talking to Yella earlier, like in my mind, I'm in 80 to 92.
Yeah.
That's how I'm approaching it. Fundamentals. And I was telling Hit the same thing, like, yo, we got to stop letting people tell us that people aren't buying music. People will buy anything from us.
Right.
Hip hop is the cool kid. We at the cool table. People will buy whatever we selling. And I just been going all fundamentals, all, like I said, world class, all NWA, all Uncle Jam's, all fundamental parties. Like we doing this thing, this unplugged thing with a live band. I'm throwing my own Soul Train. Yeah. Fundamental, like no more unplugged, no more autopilot. I'm gonna just fly the plane. That's just where we at.
But my point in asking you that question is, when you're releasing through vinyl and on CD, is it more for the you're on? Obviously, it's gonna be streaming too, right?
Yeah.
So this is more for like the nostalgic keepsake for the album. Because I think I'm driving a 2017 maybe Tahoe. And I think that's the last version that came with a CD player in it. You know what I mean? But how are we gonna play it? It's just for the keepsake, right?
Well, the Crip store for sure. I'm finna start selling vinyl players.
Word?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think I'm gonna sell cassette players, like radio, boom boxes, vinyl players, and CD players. Cause maybe y'all just, music is better physically.
Oh, for sure.
Like if
Absolutely.
you put it on your phone, it's cool.
Absolutely, man.
But like if you ever played a vinyl for real, it'll change your life. I ain't lying.
Yeah, I miss buying CDs and sitting in the parking lot of Circuit City and reading the album.
Let me tell you something, man.
Like, oh, this person produced it, and then he going to track 6 and being like, yo, this is crazy. Now you don't even feel nothing. All the music is on your phone. It's like,
you might want to call somebody. So now you could play it at home. You could play it and call somebody.
Right.
Think about that. Y'all generation couldn't call nobody and listen to music. So I'm doing that for y'all to make sure now y'all could call somebody and listen to music at the same time.
Thank you for that.
Can't tell me I don't put on for the youth.
Hey, man, you're an innovator, baby.
Feel me? First of my kind. Nobody ever thought about making it to where you could play music and talk on the phone at the same time. See, I'm thinking.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, man. I'm born in the '80s, but I'm a '90s kid, man. And the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air generation. One of the first albums that got me into hip hop was the All Eyes on Me. Disc, and it was the double joint. What was the double joint from Biggie?
Life After Death.
Life After Death, and it was just the greatest feeling, man. Being able to have something physical in your hand, and you open that CD, you nail through the plastic, and then you open that joint, and you get to see and feel. You see the pictures and the thank yous and everything.
For me, from like 95, 96 to like 01, it's like Jay-Z, Redman, Method Man, all the West Coast stuff, you know what I mean? Even Exhibit's Restless album, like, you know what I mean? That album was so crazy to me. Like, it's so many dope records, and that experience was unique.
Well, NWA was before CDs. On your tape.
No, we wasn't before CDs.
No?
CDs was out?
Wrecking Crew was
When did
before
CDs come out?
CDs is like in the 70s, but they wasn't as pop.
Damn,
I know,
CDs
they just
came out in the 70s?
I know, man. When you actually look up when stuff came out,
people don't adopt
They didn't have CD players.
Yeah, people don't adopt things till 8 years later.
So straight out of Compton, like that
was CD.
You guys released on CD.
I mean,
you're
but
right.
we had it on tape.
Did.
But we had it on tape, and that's where it was at. But they had CDs.
Yeah. Well, did you release on both? On tape and CD?
CDs, vinyl, and cassette.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in the
40 and we still
right?
I know.
Wow,
40-year-olds is like we sound 20.
Yella and shit. We like, yeah, we know what he talking. Yeah, you didn't know. Damn, we really grew up, bro.
Man.
Hey, man, you better hope you get this far.
When you said that, when you was over 40, man, what you start realizing, like you start forgetting things, from back then. And
no, what's funny is I don't forget nothing. It feel like I don't have kids, so like everything happened to me yesterday.
That you know about.
What happened to me at 14 happened to me. It felt like yesterday.
Right?
Like if somebody punched me at 14, I remember that nigga if I see him right now because I never let it go. Straight to God. Like when you don't have kids, because I think when you have kids, you start living vicariously through children.
Oh,
when you don't, you remember it. Like I remember my Mr. T cake at 6.
Oh, your Mr. T
No
cake?
lie,
You got the gold robe and everything?
And it was a nice cake. I remember my brother got a bigger piece. I remember all of that.
I didn't even know they was doing cakes like that back then. Like
My mom was like, my mom from Compton, she just hella fancy.
Superman.
my first cakes I remember was like Ninja Turtles or something.
Yeah, I had Superman.
She had airbrush in it.
Hey, you have kids? You have a family? Or what's your situation? Are you married?
I'm married.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many kids you got?
3 kids.
3 kids? What are they? A boy, girl, boys, girl?
2 boys and a girl.
They grown?
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
Oh, okay.
I had mine later than anybody from the group.
Word.
I didn't start having kids till 99.
Oh, wow. Why so late?
I never wanted kids.
Well, what about like, okay, so most of your, going back to the beginning of your interview with Glasses, you were talking about how, and off air when we were walking in here, how you're kind of not jaded, but you're happy, you're settled, you don't really need to do more, you do it because you want to and you love it. But in the beginning, like you live such a crazy life. So I guess my point is, why? None kids that you know about? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Did you ever?
I'm sure.
Listen.
Because I never
Go somewhere in Cincinnati, just be a
I'm a
nigga look like
DJ
Yella.
also. Let me tell you something. I'm a DJ also, and I have so many questions for you about the club scene back in the day.
That's a good question. I would like to hear this.
Okay,
This is good.
I was one of those ones where I was always in it for the love, but I took advantage of the perks.
Yeah.
And the perks being, you get the paycheck, and they're not always the greatest, especially when you're starting out. But the perks being the ladies, the free drinks, and things like that. And I had some pretty crazy stories that I'm probably not gonna say on this mic because my mama watched my podcast. But what I'm saying is, there's no wilder stories, and I'm sure the movie was tamed down. Scene in the hotel where
Which never happened.
What?
Because we didn't share like that.
The scene in the
everybody
hotel
had
where
a
they come
property.
out, he's like,
keep
hey,
your property to yourself.
So I've never talked about this publicly. I'm gonna talk about it now. So I think F. Gary Gray did a fantastic idea of making a movie.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But that nigga is not the story easy. That's not how that happened. I don't know this
made
nigga.
that movie, but who do you think would have made it better or told it better?
I don't think it could have been made better. I think it's for sure the best movie they could have made.
One of my favorites.
But the way they portray Easy, that's probably not how that happened. Because Easy kind of is like a winner. But again, like,
What part of that you think is that not how that happened?
Any part where Easy was probably not getting fucked over like that. I can't believe that. I heard really serious good things about Easy growing up as far as him just being a guy that people liked and shit like that didn't happen to him. So kind of like the story kind of made it painted like he was kind of like at his wits at the bottom and Doc and Q was just passing and like this nigga got bone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a great story, like if you're making a movie. Like if you're telling a story, it's a great story. But
if y'all want to know the real story, you just look at my book.
There you go.
Let's get there.
Because my book is what happened, not to make me look good.
Not a movie.
It's just from 5 years old to 2020.
Is it the story of Yella, or is it?
It's the story of me, what I went through.
Word.
From the Wrecking Crew days, from the NWA days, from Easy's passing, and keep on going. It just my story. I just called Straight Outta Compton, my untold story, and I just told it like as I remember, and I remembered very well.
Word.
And it wasn't. I didn't throw nobody under the bus.
He could debunk a lot of the stuff in the movie. But I think the movie is the movie.
Yeah, the movie was great for the screen.
It was fucking fire.
But okay, so
because if you look at the movie, me and Ren didn't have a mother, a father, a sister, nobody.
Niggas.
Listen,
they just was there.
Listen, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, you telling me never happened, where what was the name of the girl? Hey, we looking for Felicia. What was her name? I just said that.
Why is that your favorite scene?
One of my favorite scenes. One of my favorite scenes. Tell me the girl's name. Tell me the girl's name.
California people, psycho.
Listen, what's the girl's name?
So your favorite part when they had a shootout at the fucking hotel.
That's one of the favorite. But that's so class. I mean, because it's, you know, being somebody in the business that never made it that far, of course, a DJ never made it that far. You know, we all have hotel stories of create groupies, whatever, this and that. But it was so entertaining to watch, you know, how
put out them guns on them people.
Yes, and the camaraderie between you and your dudes, that no matter what happens, the dude is in the room getting his thing stuck, you know, and then somebody's outside causing business, and he, bitch, hold on, and then he goes to have, who made it first to the door in the movie? Who was first to the door?
Cube, I think Cube was first to the door in the movie.
You know,
I'm not sure, but I think it was Cube.
You know, and he comes out, Easy comes out with the piece.
Yeah, they'd have been in jail.
Yeah,
they'd have went to real jail.
Wild to see.
They'd have went to real jail.
So nothing.
See,
like
they went to jail rapping
the whole entire thing.
Nah, that was just for the movie. Just like the scene from the Detroit show about them.
Yeah, when
arresting us,
and they ran.
We never got arrested.
That happened.
Come on,
we ran off the stage. we ran off the stage. We seen them coming because they was throwing 5 M80s in the crowd, and it just made it go crazy. So they coming toward the stage, so we just left. But we all met up in the hotel, getting ready to get on the bus, and they caught us in the elevator and gave us a ticket.
That's it.
Yeah.
They didn't throw you.
Not finna arrest them.
They didn't throw you in the back of the. They didn't throw you in the back of the joint.
Nah,
you guys
that, bro.
laughing.
They gave us tickets as we was giving them autographs.
Was there like that? Because the rest of that scene shows it was like almost a damn near riot and all that.
I mean, they ran. I don't know. We ran. We
crying.
Listen,
it's like you tell them Santa Claus they really.
Yes.
NWA fought the world. That's tight though. I get it, but I still appreciate.
Such a fan, and watching that movie, it felt.
You know what probably part is real? That battle ram scene might be something.
Was that real?
No, I don't know if that happened with Easy, but I remember for sure battle rams was coming through Compton.
Oh yeah, battle ram.
It happened across the street from my house. He don't know about the battle ram.
Wow.
Don't tell me about
the. Are you a DJ?
Listen. What a way to.
You missed a part of life that was crazy. So they thought you
I was a baby when that was happening.
So they thought you were selling drugs. Listen to this.
Yeah.
So when they thought you had a house selling drugs, they would take a tank and quit.
Like the Trap House. Okay.
Right?
Like
with a whole little like an arm.
They can really do
a ramming rod.
Not only could they really do it, they really did it. That happened.
What do they call the version of it where it's like a knock and enter or whatever? They don't have to announce themselves. Or
That's
whatever.
not in California. That's America.
Okay.
Out here, they just knock in front of your house. That was real.
Yeah, it's coming through your house.
That's against the law now.
Because you don't know who's on the other side. Remember in that scene when the battle round went through the joint, went through the wall, it hit the woman, and she like flew across the living room.
Yeah,
like
I'm quite sure that happened.
I'm sure that happened. That for sure happened.
Because they didn't announce they was coming. When you hear them coming, they coming through your door.
Ain't that crazy to think that was normal? Like I saw that happen. I actually saw that happen.
Wait a minute, you seen it happen? Or
Yes,
you saw
walking to Caldwell Elementary down the street from my house, Kennedy Elementary on Caldwell.
You see the battle round go through the living room
and go to my house, and you just keep walking like, damn, they going to jail. Imagine thinking that. You know what? Sometimes when I think the shit, because you know, Yella and them is a generation above mine, right? But I saw the shit they was rapping about, and that shit was like, yeah, that was normal. People be like, man, that new NWA, were they talking about this? I'm like, oh yeah, people sell dope.
Listen, I grew up in Ontario, okay, here in the IE.
There you go.
And
that was around in them days?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was invented?
Absolutely. Yeah,
for sure. I know, right? That's what it feels like. Because that's what it feels like when you grow up in the city. You swear nothing else is happening.
It's the Inland Empire is like a shadow of LA. You're out here now. You know what I mean? It's the community where a lot of people come out here to raise the families and settle down and stuff like that.
That's fucked up out here.
Oh, but it is. But there's those points. But like, you know, I lived in a neighborhood was in the middle class. You know, there was like kind of like borderline. The ghetto was here, but I was in a good part. You know, I was in a nice backyard.
Ontario ghetto.
It has its parts. Yeah.
Where is that?
That sounds crazy. That's where C Mac from there.
That's opposite where I grew
Crib Mac from there. Where you grew up at?
Paris.
Oh yeah, that shit
Town.
fucked up.
See, Paris, my area was known. I was told my area was known because a lot of the housing development that was destroyed in the early '90s in LA
They brought them out there.
Out here, they paid them, bought them properties out here.
No, it wasn't destroyed. They was making the 105 freeway. They bought all the houses.
What's crazy is,
and they moved them out.
So growing up for us, like Paris, the lake.
Yeah,
that's where you go to Paris. My homeboy Darnell Dad stayed on Acacia, off of Acacia and Alondra.
Okay,
you take us to Paris Lake.
Yeah,
that's all we knew about Paris. Then I realized it was gang members out there, and them niggas was crazy.
Don't fuck around in Paris, man.
You know what's funny? I was just had this conversation with somebody else. In Southern California, I don't think nowhere is worse than San Bernardino.
San Bernardino don't fuck around, okay?
I'm just saying today.
Yeah,
San Bernardino is horrible.
It is.
Like I go out there, I just get my gun a little tighter. Why am I? I could have stayed and watched for this shit.
Yeah, but the difference between something like a San Bernardino. Oh yeah.
Remind me of the old school Watts in Compton, San Bernardino now.
Fucking crazy.
But people didn't realize this. Watts was worse than Compton.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I hear.
Compton people didn't go to Watts.
J-Rock told me that.
Here's a real story, right? So my homeboys had a bet. We went to Mona Park. They said it used to be a dude from Mona Park used to beat everybody at the swimming pool, and he'd be betting people. And this is the difference in Watts and Compton. Nobody cared you could swim in Compton. We go to Watts, we at Mona Park, right? We at the swimming pool. Boom. We have a swim off. They're like, my homie, I'll swim you. My homie Glasses, I'll swim you. He's like, all right, well, bet. And he been whooping everybody. Mind you, I've been swimming since I was 6 or 7, so I could really swim.
Glasses out to beat the stereotype, man.
Right? Swear to God, right? It's crazy because that part of Compton is different. So I whoop him. I swim back and forth, whoop him. We win a little $7. And Watts, he got so mad, I had to fight him.
over your swimming championship?
Because I beat him. I swear to God. We went to the Pink Store and the PJs, got into a fight. Everything in Watts is a fight. Right? I'm talking about this is at 10, 11, 12, 13. Everything is a fight. Winning football, fight. Winning basketball, fight. Knock over somebody, chili cheese Fritos, fight.
I'm about to say, where's the pun? Give me the pun. I'm waiting for the third.
Fight. Everything. And he right. So like in Compton, it was more of like a, don't get me wrong, it's fucked up in Compton. Niggas do be tripping. And they shoot shit out each other all the time. But Watts is just like, it's desperate.
Yeah, it's like Vietnam.
Straight up, dog. It's like, you be like, fight. You just be a fight. Niggas like, oh, man, that nigga.
This is what's so interesting.
He got the last ham sandwich, fight.
As a kid, that's where I grew up. I grew up in South Central and Watts, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Will Rogers Park and being over there and all those.
Fight.
Yeah,
you win a basketball game, it's fight.
Yeah, so.
This is why it's so interesting in a kid like me growing up in Ontario from the IE. You know,
you didn't get San Bernardino, crazy.
No.
You grew up in the same shit.
Yeah, but this is why it's so interesting for me to hear you say things like that. It was a war zone and stuff like that. Because, I've been in fights, but nothing too crazy, high school stuff. But I spent my childhood, like I said, middle class. We weren't rich, we weren't poor. Good family. But I spent my childhood years in soccer practice, okay?
Sure. We did the same thing. They had basketball and all kinds of shit.
I was good grades.
I used to have Victory Park baseball team.
Yeah, you feel me? And so I never really got to see. It wasn't like that in my neighborhood, in my part of Ontario. So, to see it glamorized through your music and in movies. I once heard Ice Cube say in an interview, Kevin Hart was interviewing him on his new podcast, whatever it is. And he was interviewing Ice Cube about this same, very same topic. And he was telling him, Ice Cube was telling him why he didn't take the role of whatever dude in Menace to Society. Yeah, because he was already doing roles like that, and it was typecast type thing. And then he's like, that's why we made Friday, because it was a music about the hood that was more positive and funny instead of all that.
I don't know if that was positive. Them niggas finna get him for $200. You ever tripped off that Friday? The whole movie was about $200, right? It was for $200. He's finna kill him for $200. Yeah.
And nobody else.
And it's funny that I seen that interview and it was like, yeah, it was positive. We want to make it positive. Nigga, them niggas finna get shot for $200.
But what he did say though was that Kevin Hart literally he used that word war zone. He's like, yo, you making it look like movies like Menace to Society and such were making it look like it was just a war zone out there, And he was like, well, was it like that? And Cube was like, nah. And then he took a beat and he's like, well, sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, Cube is from
a different part of from where we from.
Thank you.
Okay. We're from the east side of the 110. Well, Cube is honestly, this is gonna sound funny, and everybody from over there gonna cuss me out, but it's all good. I love y'all. Y'all my guys. if you live where we grew up in Compton and Watts and you moved to where Cube lived in the 111s, you made it.
Yeah.
You moved over there to raise your family.
That's the middle class.
That's middle class.
Okay.
To where he lived, like, most people had moms and fathers.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same
it's serious. Don't get me wrong, because they do have gangbanging and it's fucked up. They be shooting shit, but it's a different kind of fucked up. Like how he said Compton and Watts. Like, Watts is kind of like the most primitive. That's why everything is dealt with in a fight. Compton, it's a little bit more togetherness, but people still kill each other. Over there, you really see family over it. Like, when you start
mother
going
and
to the
father
west side.
both work.
Yeah, like everybody got a job.
They still together, man.
Like they probably was involved in this contract type, mother and father. Like, serious. Like, they probably was like, I don't know about this contract Eric's giving you. You know, nobody, because I know if my mom was in jail, my dad would not know nothing about contracts. I'm sure Q parents probably was looking at the contract. I don't know about this contract Eric's giving you. I don't like this. We need to get in the... Like, they probably the one told him to get an attorney. I bet you money his parents told him that.
Damn, I didn't know that about Cuba, that you guys were two separate areas.
Yeah,
I mean, yo, look.
Not all the time like this.
Like, it's painted, the picture's painted like, I never want to go there. Talking about I got to check in to go to a taco stand, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
That's exaggerated. It's not.
like, yo, I'm just hungry, man.
Because
like,
you got to be careful because you send somebody somewhere and they get fucked up. You be like, damn. So, no, it's like this, right? It's like, the movies are like highlights. It's like watching ESPN Sports Center and thinking you saw the game. So if you see colors, you like, oh, I see what's going on in LA. That's like watching the highlights of a specific life. Most of the time, I mean, I'm sure for Yella and them, it was way cooler. For me, it was a little worse, but even then it wasn't that bad. Like, you kind of, every day was fun for the most part. Like, you might get violence 30 days a year.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, okay, so my pops is from Compton, right? He's a part of the family that is from Compton. That's where he grew up in the 60s. And
60s in Compton, there's no such thing as 60s.
Yeah.
So you got to get that together.
That was Bush and
Pops
them
over
in
there. Yeah,
Compton.
Pops over there. You for sure wasn't from 60s in Compton.
well, anyway, no, not the gang.
Oh, the 60s.
He's
you grew up
in the 1960s.
Okay, see, now you got me on this shit.
Not the
My bad.
rolling 60s.
So I'm about to, ooh, shit.
Hey, relax.
That shit didn't change.
Yeah, no.
Yella, y'all finna tell me something. Y'all started that too?
So look, I remember having a conversation with my pops one time about it. You know, he doesn't talk too much about his past. But going back to the point of me asking you, me saying that, it make me want to never go there because it sounds so crazy. Before I get into what my pop said, now that you're out here and you think your life's kind of like mellowed out a little bit and you're happy, like, what do you think about where you grew up? Do you ever visit there? You still got family there? Would you ever go back there?
I mean, I go back there every once in a while. I
You got people
still
on the
have
block?
my sister still live over there. And it's not. Hey, you walking down the street and it's gunfire. Nah.
I was like, yo, you're from Compton. Like, you still know anybody back there? I mean, he went to Centennial High School, out there.
See, that was the stereotype.
What?
Compton. Before we put it on the map, Compton was the stereotype. Oh, you don't want to go there. It just, you're going to die as soon as you walk in the city.
Yeah.
Nah.
Not that. But I get why it feels that way.
Yeah.
I get why it do get funky.
He straight up told me, he's like, I never want to go back there. He's like, I'm good.
No, I never felt like that. I was in Compton the other day.
Oh, yeah.
No lie. Like, I went to get some barbecue. Yeah. You know what's funny? I had that same conversation with the homie, bro. It's like, those are some moments, but it's really cool. Like, you get a togetherness. Like, it's a like, you really get to see people. Some people don't think this, but I think you get to see people at their best. You get to see people at their worst. You know what I mean? You get to see them dealing with shit primitively, shooting, fighting about dumb shit. But man, when you see people help each other, dog, and how poor people come together to make something happen, and somebody don't got this and they get this from your mom, and then they barbecue and everybody somehow managed to eat. I think you see humanity at its best. I think you don't get that in middle class life. You don't get that in wealthy life. You see humanity at its best in these places. So yeah, you see it at its most primitive, where a motherfucker might fight and shoot and all that. But you get to see human beings really look out for each other and help each other. And like I said, man, you manage to have this really fun time, even though you kind of in this place that don't have enough opportunities. That's kind of the opportunities are being denied. So it is humanity at its best too.
I never heard it put like that. I mean, beauty always does come from struggle. You know?
Yeah, culture too.
Oh yeah, but
imagine the world without tacos.
Come on, man.
No, think about it, right? Tacos are made by poor people.
Oh yeah.
Man, could you imagine life without tacos? Imagine life without NWA or some of this shit that give you that edge in life that make you go out and. Cause some people could say, listen, man, people were shooting people way before NWA came out.
Way before.
Most likely, people weren't even shooting people in NWA. It was kind of a little political at times too. They were still shooting niggas to oldies. Yeah. So
just bumping oldies in the car, but during the
going to
drive-by.
body somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? They had murders. Remember, Tookie and them went to jail in, what was that, like 80 through? It wasn't no hip hop.
That makes sense too, because then going back to the movie front, Menace to Society. Here's a good question for the group. Trivia: what song was playing when they went to go shoot up the dudes at the taco stand or whatever stand that was? What song was playing in the whip? Anybody know?
Oh, that's a great question. And I know that fucking song. That A was in the Grand National. They was in the Grand National. A was driving.
Yep.
And they was acting like. And
he's like, man, I need to know if you really gonna do this.
Kane was in the back seat. He's
like, yeah, he's about to cry. I ain't shooting no.
There ain't no kids out here.
I ain't shooting
Why would the kids be outside at 11, 12? You need to kill your cousin. He sounded country as a mother. If I don't know what song they was playing, play it. What's the song?
It's Al Green, Love and Happiness.
I told you to stop showing the fucking tape. And why you keep on bitching about my tape, man? God damn, ain't shit gonna happen. All right?
Oh, that's for sure. Sounds like something you would shoot somebody.
Al Green, Love and Happiness. So would something like that be playing in the whip?
Yeah, you'll shoot somebody.
Really? Because that's not like a thugged out like.
The words ain't what it is, man. Like. You want to hear a song that'll make you know what? If I had to shoot a nigga today, I'd be playing right now. Now that I kind of know more about music, I would never listen to no rap nigga. I'd be listening to War, Slipping in the Darkness.
I once heard MC.
Pop a nigga off that. I might pop a nigga whole block off that. Slipping in the Darkness. Oh, yeah. That shit is hella gangster.
Well, that's the song that's playing in American Me, man. When they started offing everybody in prison. You feel me? You remember? Yeah, that makes sense, man.
Yeah. So you don't. Rapping, I wouldn't do anything to rap music. I know that sounds crazy because I make rap music, but I wouldn't do anything to rap music. I wouldn't fuck a bitch to no rap songs. I wouldn't get into a fight with. The only thing rap music, hip hop, I love for is partying. You got the best party song. Even the toughest songs usually is good party songs like G Thang or all the Fuck the Police. That's a dance song. Fuck the Police, come on, you could be fucking it up with a bitch. You know what I mean? That's cool, but. You probably ain't saying fuck the police if the police pull you over. You got that plan. Nah. You a cold nigga.
That's true though, man. Because when you guys came out,
roll down the window,
dude. Every time I play at a club, always like peak hour of the club. Boys in the Hood, like that first, you know, wake up, you know. As soon as that hit, it's always that, you know, that feeling in the club. So yeah, the hype records.
They bring the gangster out.
Brings the gangster out.
Be the nerdiest person.
Well, the gangster is not
with a pen, glasses. Woke up quick. That's who really feel it.
What do you think about like when you're at a concert, when you guys are performing songs like that, and you see fans of different cultures, you know, I would say
white people saying the
N-word because I wouldn't say it here, and I'm Mexican, you know. I get passes from the homies, but
be like I ain't finished. I don't know that.
Yeah, not yet. You feel me?
I respect it.
So, I mean, do they get a pass at your shows? I mean,
I don't know.
To us, the N-word is just a word. It was nothing.
Unless somebody white said it to him.
Then you're going, wait a minute, hold up.
Hey, nigger. That's different. Now, if he rapping the lyrics to the song, you kind of be looking like, damn, these people crazy. But now you walk up and just say it to me, dude, it's a fight.
I never heard it.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing about being from LA. You don't really. That shit probably would throw us off. Fucking nigger.
You know something? I was in. I was in
a Klan member.
Yeah, I was in Memphis.
That's for you to hear it.
In the elevator. And I was behind these two ladies. You know, they wasn't our color.
Sure.
And I heard the word. I'm
this got to be a fuck. Where's the camera at?
Wait a minute. I have never heard somebody outside of California.
Was it the hard? It was a hard
R?
But
it was the ER.
It was a hard R. Man.
The ER. When it's the ER on the end.
And if you from out the West, you probably be looking like, these motherfuckers want me to kill them. I was talking to Killer Mike, and me and Killer Mike always talking, and we be passing houses with Confederate flags. Like, I don't be messing with them. They don't mess with us. If we saw anything with a Confederate flag, I don't think we could sleep at night. I need to go burn their house down. Motherfuckers. I be hearing stories about that shit, but I've never seen a Confederate flag.
I've been seeing some on the freeway. Well, no, Trump flags.
Yeah,
not the Confederate, but
because the Trump flag is confusing.
But if you go out,
it might be a crazy black person.
But if you go out to Glamis, where all the people go out for the desert, they got Confederates. They got them.
But I tell you one thing, I could imagine we driving down to 91. You leave Compton. You cross the 605, cross Cerritos, and you get over there to Buena Park, and they got a Confederate flag at their house. I guarantee you niggas would be just gotta burn their house down. These motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah, that don't.
We ain't dealing with that.
Yella. The hotel scene didn't happen?
Nah.
You mean to tell me y'all
listen.
It was a scene where it was a line, but it was just one girl. I'm next. Oh no, I'm going next. And both gone.
I'm crying.
I ain't going after 10 people. Are you crazy?
I am DJ Yella.
That was the only hotel scene that happened.
I'm just glad they included it, whether it happened or not, man. But because to me, like again, a fan,
it looked good.
It looked great.
That's such a great movie. How F. Gary told that story, connected it to the riots.
Yeah,
like that really, the idea of it represented L.A. really well. It was a great film.
And he actually he wanted to go in the riot. I'm like,
I believe.
But what?
That sounds like some shit.
I just want to go. I'm like, boy, come on now. You want to go up in the store and do what?
Hey, you mean to film that part in the movie? Is that what you're saying?
No, he wanted to.
Remember when the riots was going on? He was saying he wanted to go into the riots.
He wanted to go in and loot just like everybody else.
My man E. I love that nigga,
crazy.
man. I never met him, and I love that
Really?
nigga. Man, I love that guy, man. Everything, man, he reminds me of just how we are as people. Like, it ain't no worry. Like, that's how I feel like people ask me about like going to different towns. I'm like, man, I love fucking with black people. I don't care where they checking in. I checked in. Where y'all at? When I go to Detroit, where y'all at? I'm finna come up there. You know what I mean? So I always get that vibe from him. Like, you always hear stories of him going to everybody community, not worried about doing his thing.
But people like you don't gotta check in no more, right? Like, nah. Did you ever have to?
Never.
Nah, man.
Because I'm just, I was always neutral. Just
you don't really have to check in.
Yeah.
What? Listen.
Okay, if you plan to use somebody else's community,
right,
like the gang,
right,
you go in their community, shoot a video. That's different.
Okay.
Like if I came up into the iHeart premises and I just started shooting a video, y'all probably have a problem. Maybe y'all don't rush me, like if I did it in another gang, but maybe you hit me with a lawsuit. Maybe you call the police. So it's the same thing. You go in other people's community, that's when you got to check in. But if you just you in Hollywood, you on Sunset, why are you calling anybody? You only call somebody when you going into their community to take advantage of it.
To take and make money out of it, make a profit out of it. All right.
But if you just go and just order some food, nobody care.
Who do you, now here's the other thing. When you do check in, if you have to, who you calling? The mayor?
For me, it's different. I call all kind of people.
Like, who's the boss? Like, who do you call? Hey, is it cool if I...
Yeah, that's not how it goes.
How it go?
No, it's like, you call your people, man.
Wait, Glasses. See, he don't know. But I mean, like if you come to the hood and you jeweled up and you got on $50,000 worth of jewelry,
you deserve to get robbed.
Yeah, you gonna get robbed.
You should get robbed. That should be mandatory.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't come and you're not from LA.
Anybody community like that.
And then you're not from LA, and if you post it up somewhere putting shit on Instagram, you still there.
You should get.
You gonna get got.
You're talking about at Roscoe's.
I'm just talking about anybody.
No, not particularly him. That's scary. That's a sad thing. Rest in peace to P&B Rock. I just wouldn't go to nobody ghetto with $300,000 worth of jewelry. Something about that just seemed like a bad idea.
Exactly.
Rest his soul. I pray for his family, his kids, and all that. But somewhere along the line, you got to be thinking to yourself, like, okay, if that happened to him at the Roscoe's on Sunset, I get it, because you just don't know. You won't even know it's bad. You don't know it could get bad.
Was that the Pico and La Brea joint?
No, he was on Manchester and Maine. I don't care however you drive through to get there, you kind of going into territory. You start looking at people pushing baskets and shit, and people laid outside.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, you have to think to yourself, bro, let me take this shit off and leave this in my glove. Yeah. And he driving a car that if you see that car come into the area, you for sure call us. Hey, I'll just because that type of shit don't go there.
Why do you think it's so important to people like a P&B Rock? I mean, they still doing it. You know, to floss that much
He's not
jewelry.
doing anything.
What's that?
No, I'm saying,
and to people that are doing it still, you know, of course. But for him to do it at that time, like, I mean, did he just not have anybody like the OGs to game him up and tell him, yo, that's not cool? Like,
I think this is second nature. I think somewhere along the line you decide that you're going to go against it. Yeah. I don't think nobody needs to tell you certain places you go. I probably shouldn't be having this shit on.
I mean, this is a good analogy. If you went into the jungle with bloody stakes around your neck, you think a panther ain't gonna come pop out and be like, "What's up?"
Great analogy.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Great analogy.
You walking in the jungle somewhere, with just meat hanging off of you and stuff. People are starving and poor. And I grew up right there, so I know. I ain't never went to. I went to that spot one time. With my
go there all the time.
Sat in the car and was looking around like.
That used to be my spot. I used to go there in my Billy. This how crazy it was. I would go there myself in my good cars. Low rider, Billy, and all that. People like, oh, you up there at the Roscoe's? I hadn't told nobody I was there. Mm-hmm. This is how fast people communicate. People call me, oh, you around the corner?
And it was a dad who called his son, like, hey, I just seen this. Hey, bring this over here. You call your son to go do something that crazy. Like, that's how brazen it is and how much the struggle is with people, and they don't realize, and like Pac said, flossing on the blind man. What we say? I can't even think of the word.
You talking about another line?
Yeah, trying to floss on blind to a broken man's dream. Yeah. Blind to a broken man's dream, trying to floss on them. Pay a hard lesson. Like, bro, you can't do that type of stuff, bro. Like, yeah, you can't go over there wearing $300,000. People ain't even seen $300,000 in 20 years.
The house is worth that. Yep.
Well, they nowadays. So expensive.
Yeah,
that's what people like that. You don't live in the hood no more. It's too expensive. That's expensive. Where I grew up at, 900.
Oh yeah.
And you might get shot.
The house is over in Inglewood where I'm at.
Oh, boy, $1 million.
$1 million, but it's not. But it's 3-bedroom,
half a bathroom.
And they want it. And they be serious too. They walk up, you be like, what's the asking? 1.1, sir.
No. They be calling by my grandma's house all the time. They text my phone because they think me and my dad got the same name. Hey, you want to sell the house on Castlegate in Compton? I'll be like, $10 million. Well, if you weren't serious, why would you respond? I am serious. It's my grandma's crib.
How bad you want?
Yeah, how bad? $10 million. You got
man.
Yeah.
Can I just pause for a second and go? We get right back to it. But my man, what was your name? Can you?
My name is Alonzo.
And what's the relationship to Yella?
It's my boy right here, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we
know each other.
Work as a management, as a road.
Just work. We work together, you know.
Okay.
He act like he a boss, but you know, no, I'm joking.
He said he got niggas employed.
But no, this is my brother though.
Just listening to you, man. I'm the only one here with headphones, so maybe you guys are hearing it different, but. Don't he sound like the dude that narrates Life, the movie Life of Martin and Eddie Murphy, the kid, the old man in the wheelchair at the grave?
So Claude figured he could steal a couple of bodies from the morgue, right? I never said it didn't work.
Oh, I see it. I can hear it.
Yo, you sound just like that dude.
I'm in. He do sound like
Claude
that.
And
Claude and Ray. Ray and Claude.
Ray and Claude.
You do sound like that.
But
dude,
it's funny though.
That ain't Billy D. Is that Billy D as an old man?
Old man.
Yeah.
The two old men. I think that is. Yeah, he do sound. Like
that's crazy that you never. I mean, I'm just tripping that you never heard of the Battle Ram.
Yeah. What was the name of the dude, the club owner from, what was the name of the club he was
Lonzo?
Lonzo. Do you guys, is he still around?
Yeah.
You guys still keep in touch?
Oh, yeah.
You guys cool?
Oh, man, he's a super nice. That's who you need to be talking. He knows everything.
You know, it's so interesting to me, man.
All kind of stuff.
This scene had to have happened, man. But the scene where you guys just finished recording Straight Outta Compton. No, it was Boyz in the Hood. And you guys are sitting around, everybody's in the room listening to it, and he's in the corner. That didn't happen? Well, because let me ask you and tell you why. So he says this line. Where he's
nobody want that.
Yes, and he's like, y'all need to keep making that R&B, man. That's what you need to do. You know, I'm gonna get up out of here. But he basically told you guys that the Boyz in the Hood record was trash.
Yeah, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Now you need to get back in there and work on that slow jam that we worked on.
You know, but literally, at the time, but that didn't happen. Did he hint at that at all?
It wasn't even recorded in the same place.
Damn.
That was Wrecking Crew was here. Then Dre did Boyz in the Hood. We were still in the Wrecking Crew, right at the tail end.
Okay.
And Nah, that never happened.
Man, I need to pick up your book, man. I've been lied to.
But it's the ideas on steroids.
Oh yeah.
Because I think Lonzo he did say he didn't really believe it was gonna be cool.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But so I think they took his idea and made it something that happened. You know what I mean? Like kind of the idea, because rap was probably. I was having this conversation with Too Short. And I think you can trip off this, and I was talking to him about Planet Rock, and then how Egypt, and then how the Midnight Star, all that Freakazoid shit, how it inspired that. And he was just telling me, him and Ice-T was telling me how R&B was trying to suppress hip hop. Like they did not think it was going to happen. They thought it was a fad and people wouldn't mess with it. So I could imagine somebody like Lonzo, right, who's, he's pursuing all the stuff he saw in the 70s and he's pushing his line in the 80s, and you seeing Cameo happening. You seeing Cameo happen. You seeing Midnight Star happening. You seeing Atlantic Star happening. You like, man, I don't know about this rap shit. Yeah. This shit right here is the biggest shit in the world. Right. You know what I mean? So,
well, you notice that the way of thinking kind of even bled into the '90s, man. Like when R&B started, featuring hip hop artists either on a remix or whatever. Radio stations, including this one, would not play the version of the song with the rap part in it. Yeah, I remember this station used to have billboards on the freeway that would say the slogan back in the day or whatever it was. It would say, "Hey, all whatever radio station, all the best R&B hits," and then on a billboard it would say with no rap. You feel me?
Too Short was talking about that too, saying that was a big thing, a push with stations. Oh, no rap music.
Well, hip hop was not supposed to be around, not at all, and now it done took over and it's in every kind of music.
Affected everything.
Everything.
Virus.
It is and everything.
Now because
that's a great question.
Did you think that would happen back in the day? Did you think like this is gonna become everything? And
it's just like disco.
You thought it would be like
disco
jazz
in and out. Same thing. Disco and all these different styles, and rap came in, then it just stayed around.
Did you guys have conversations?
People still think that now. People think rap ain't gonna be around. They like, oh, it's dying. 50 years.
Late now.
It's a rap. It's a rap.
I know. People still say that.
It's a rap. But did you guys have conversations about that in a group? Like, yo, let's get this paper while we can, because I don't think this is gonna keep happening.
Well, it couldn't have been about the paper.
Nah,
because there was no paper. Like, how could you? It's different for me to look at them now.
Yeah,
I can look at them and see success, and I'm like, okay, so then I can pursue money. But if you're the first to some degree, like there is no hip hop. There was no. Who they look up to? Melly Mel? You know what I mean? No disrespect to Mel. I'm just saying, I didn't think Melly Mel had a reputation for being a rich man.
Yeah.
He was just the guy.
Yeah.
So you only could. That's why I think it was better. Music was better because they really had to do it just to be the man and fuck around and got rich.
Yeah. The essence and why you was creating it was more pure.
So it was just like, it was more or less about trying to be doping because you was really trying to fuck some bitches and be popular. You know what I mean? But then a couple people fuck around and got rich.
Wow.
And now everybody was looking like, hold up. This shit serious. And then business start, business start
Sharks came out.
It was like, we in.
So I know you say there was no paper in it, but you got paid for sets, right? When you were DJing. Can you, because this
$50.
Thank you. That was gonna be my question. Because DJs still in 2024 will open up clubs for $50 and a name on a flyer or whatever, the shout out or whatever.
See,
but even like a headline and act, like
he's like, hold up now.
But what I'm saying
the DJ, hold up now. I ain't doing that.
No. I'm talking
$50 back then was $500.
I'm talking about the new DJs, like just a local.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but you can see that when you start talking to that DJ, he's like, oh, now that shit different.
But
DJs have put themselves in a weird position, and I kind of, forgive me for saying this, right? I learned how to DJ, and Head is somebody I made a DJ. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Head wasn't no DJ. Head was a comic, like a funny nigga that used to be around us that was really smart. And he was so articulate, and I was like, hey, Head, man, get you some turntables. You should start DJing so you can go everywhere. I didn't realize what his challenge was, but he picked it up, and it worked out for him. That's how Head became a DJ. But DJs really control this shit we call hip-hop.
Of course.
It is, not of course, like for real.
Right.
And somehow along the line, they've let playlists replace them, programmers replace them. But I do think they help in that when they stop deciding they were going to break records. Because remember that before that, the best DJ was the guy that had the best songs. He wasn't just a guy playing songs. He would play songs in a certain way and do certain things to make it special. I mean, if you think about the origin of hip hop, even the first dude, you don't even if I ask you who the first DJ is, you got a much better idea of who he is than his MC. If I ask you who Kool Herc MC was, you wouldn't have you heard of Kool Herc, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Who is his MC? People don't even know who Coke LaRock is.
That's what I was saying. I was going to say Scott LaRock.
No, Coke.
Scott LaRock. Yeah,
right?
same person, right? Yeah.
No, different.
No,
One's BDP.
Yeah, my bad.
But I'm saying but no, it's all good.
Rock in there.
Yeah, it's Dr. Rock, Dr.
like all these babies we got right now.
All these
Lil
babies.
The baby, all the same thing.
So now it's like DJ stopped breaking records, and I think they got to get back to that. That's why people just mistreating DJ. I can't believe somebody would. I hope you lying. $50?
Oh yeah, come on,
now,
man. Oh yeah, come on, man.
I hope not.
Even with
it's happening. It's happening.
GT even told me like something with like as far as producing and stuff that made me rearrange how I was approaching it and stuff. Where he was like, the essence of a producer is like breaking artists and stuff. It's not you got the best beats and all that. Like Dre gets so much credit because he gave so many artists their first hit. You know what I mean? And I started looking at that and being like, okay, Pharrell gave us the Clips and Khalees, and Timbaland gave us Aaliyah and Magoo and Genuine. So then, Missy, obviously. So I started looking at that part and being like, instead of me.
Not Aaliyah. R. Kelly.
That was R. Kelly.
My bad. My bad. Every try to just in my mind, it programmed me. But it made me start approaching it a lot different and being like, man, I don't need to give Drake his 19th hit or 48th hit. It's like, no, I need to give Nikina her first record. I need to give Couch Boy Tax, etc. Like those people that I believe in and stuff and breaking them. So just like you said, DJs being at the essence of it, the playlists and stuff. A lot of this, the systems have got built around. The essence of it.
I'm glad you told me that. Mm-hmm. Theoretically, you broke Bone. For the Love of Money is their first record. I had Creeping on the Come Up first day it came out. For the Love of Money was a song everybody was playing.
I didn't know that. Because the video was Creeping on the Come Up. Or no, what was the
it was two songs on there: For the Love of Money and Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Yeah. That was
Bone. Was Thuggish Ruggish Bone? Thuggish Ruggish Bone, same album. Yeah.
Was that the video?
But I don't think that was the first song.
No, the first song.
I thought For the Love was the first money.
No,
song, right?
They was on the same
was it Crossroads?
EP.
No, Crossroads.
Crossroads was
As a whole.
That was the song that took him into the.
That was a whole nother album.
Yeah.
That's when I first got heard.
How old are you?
38.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, that ain't right.
Hey,
no, that
so
was the second album.
For the Love of Money.
Yes.
So I learned this. This is a whole new podcast. I learned this on a previous podcast, so they didn't hear it on this one.
I made it for a group called Yomo and Marky.
And who are they?
They were somebody signed to Ruthless.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
And Dre, he wanted Dre to do their album. Dre didn't want to. So he turned towards me, and I produced the album. But the problem with them was they was too political. They was political, and then we decided to take all the cuss words out. Oh, so they really got screwed, and then they got caught up in red tape with the big companies and stuff. So nothing ever happened. They made a couple of videos, and that was it. So the song just sat in the vault or in the back of the studio.
Well, how long did it sit until Bone picked it up? Like, how did that connection happen?
Had to be a couple of years.
They shelved For the Love of Money for a few years.
Well, the album came out. But they got caught up in red tape. Nothing happened.
And what's crazy is that's not uncommon. That used to happen with Motown artists all the time.
Right.
Motown artists would record ideas over the same instrumentals, and then somebody else catch it, and whoever shit caught fire.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I seen Zaytoven talk about that, producing songs and giving a beat to Young Jeezy and the song don't do nothing. He'll get the same beat to Soulja Boy and the song take off. And they got songs over the same beat, but because Jeezy's song flopped and Soulja Boy's is a hit, you only know Soulja Boy's song.
It was the same thing, same hook. And people don't know that the girl singing the hook.
Michelle? Is that Michelle?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't Michelle?
Named Jewel. Death Row.
Okay.
Yeah. Before, which was Snoop's cousin. This was in the Wrecking Crew days.
Ain't that crazy?
It's funny.
Way in the death row. But you know what? I blame myself. You know, I stopped blaming Yella. I stopped blaming Dre and them. It's my job to tell their history.
Right.
Because I'm supposed to be in between them and y'all. Right. So I have to do a much better job of explaining hip-hop pre-and
yeah, you know,
I think
Glasses, it is your fault.
It is my fault. I need to do a better job because hip-hop existed outside of this, and you don't really know that.
Right.
But see, I'm learning too. Like we got here, I didn't even know he did.
For the love.
I didn't know. I used to be jamming that all the time.
Let's talk about that for a second, okay? Because you obviously, God, you're a master producer, man. It's just okay. Let's just put it out there. You know, but when people talk about the best producers of all time, he's just got his.
Sure.
He made your mark.
He just quit. He just like I was done with y'all.
Yeah, right.
Easy died. Like I'm done with
But
you.
you could have kept going and given us more class. Anyway, let's talk about For the Love of Money, man. God, well, where you get them sounds from? You know, like
no samples, nothing. I listened to
you
a certain.
created that,
I
like,
listened to a certain song. I ain't gonna say.
What?
I ain't a fool.
Yeah, it's a real musician. Cause they be like, hold up.
So, let me ask you got keys skills? You know harmony and theory?
No.
Just
But they think about that. But think about at this point. This is now after Straight Outta Compton. This is now after the Posse album. This is after the DLC shit. This is. Think how many records they done did. Yeah. He telling you they've been doing records since '82. So this is in '90 something.
This was 90. I made it for
90,
them
91?
in 91.
Yes, that's 9 years.
And it just, I had my brother have a keyboard player come. All he had to do was play maybe 4 bars.
Okay, so that was
okay. That's it.
That was a key.
I sampled it.
Yeah, you had a keyboard player come in. So like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's how we made music.
That's Dante. You know.
I mean, NWA everything. Bass player, guitar.
Yeah.
But drummer, I do the drums.
And I'm starting to notice that that's kind of the thing. That's the thing that I didn't really trip off of. Mm-hmm. Like I'm starting to realize most of hip hop producers are drummers.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody play keys and
DJ, drummers or
DJs.
Yeah.
Take the break from
not
the
really musicians. It's like you have the whole vision, but you could tell the musician, "Hey, I need this."
That's what we do.
That's exactly
either
what I be
hum
on.
it.
Quincy Jones.
That's what I be on because I be sometimes feeling bad that I'm not as great of a musician, but I'm a great producer and know how to like executive produce a vision and be like, "Hey, I need this," or I can hum this.
People
and be like,
understand producer is more important than artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Hands down.
Once I started,
They do everything. Well, back in the day, they did.
Well, they don't hold the cameras in the film.
Yeah.
They don't direct it. The director don't actually hold the camera. That's a cinematographer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then he could have an AD. So again, a producer is it's been kind of
in the old days.
Yeah, hip hop got kind of saddled with the concept that you have to do everything, but in real life, producers never.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones didn't do all that shit on. Random people playing on Thriller. He's like, put that there. Do your thing. I'll take that.
Oh yeah.
That's dope.
You didn't have a team under you like that? That was all you? Did you have co-producers on that joint?
No.
That was all Yella.
No, it just. I heard the song.
Is that your biggest record? Right, I know it's crazy because compared to what's your highest charting record.
Yella had song. You did Supersonic, right? Did you produce Supersonic?
I was co-producer, but Arabian came up with the song.
Okay.
The song was on Dream Team Records.
Trip off that.
And how we got it, I don't know how. Well, I know we was waiting in the studio, me, Dre, and Arabian, waiting for the guy from Dream Team to bring the original masters. He didn't bring them. And Dre said, why don't we just redo the song and then we own it? And that's all it was. Because I don't know how they did the deal.
Ain't that crazy?
How they pulled them off of there. And Dream Team had nothing to do with the song. So we had owned all the masters. And the funny thing is, we used to keep all our masters in the studio. All the masters stayed there until the courts came to me to get them out the vault.
You know what the Dream Team is?
Like Dream Team?
Yeah.
Nah, come on, baby. Come on, man.
Right?
Well, we had to check, you know.
Come on, man.
But that's crazy, right? You know that's a classic.
In the 90s, man. I probably listened.
That's in the 80s.
I might have got onto it later, but
They was one of the first groups that at the drive-in, after between the movies, they had a video.
Here's a question for you.
At the drive-in.
This would be dope, right? Is Egyptian Lover the first one out of y'all kind of class to have a joint? Outside of like a whole crew, like somebody had their own joint. Like DJs.
Egypt. It's kind of hard to say because the Wrecking Crew was there too. I mean, I don't know who exactly came first, but Surgery, and then his. It wasn't Egypt yet.
Yeah,
it was
Egypt,
the first one.
Egypt is 85, right? 84, 85.
So the Wrecking Crew was about
84. Cause
Wrecking Crew was like 84 somewhere.
So it is right at the same time.
They close. very close.
Did you? How far? What's the record that you? Here's a good question for Nick. What's the record you thought wasn't gonna be nothing, end up being this shit? And you was like, what the fuck just happened?
That he produced?
Period. Oh, that he was around. He was like, damn, I can't believe that worked.
You know, we never thought like that. Never.
Just making shit.
Because we never had extra songs. All the songs was made in the studio at that time. It wasn't no demos, none of that stuff. So we didn't have a bunch of songs. People think it's a bunch of songs that never got released. 1 or 2 tracks had no vocals on it. That was it. It was a track, sounded good for one day. You know how the next day you come in, do something else. But
not even Fuck the Police? Because it was
we had no extra nothing. It was all made in the studio, and there was the song.
That shit coming out.
Yeah.
You spend money, this motherfucker coming out.
Either the title came first or the raps came first. It just all in the studio.
Did that song really come about because of what happened? See, come on, man.
You're gonna be very mad in a minute.
Come on, man. Listen. Okay,
that shit is every day.
Okay, so
it don't have to be outside the fucking studio. That shit normal.
For the people that are either watching or listening.
But we did get.
Yes.
We did get, because it was, now the studio was in Torrance.
Get up out of town.
But we did get stopped or pulled over in front of the studio.
For the people that are watching and listening, we're talking about the scene in the movie, in the NWA movie. We're talking about the scene where, in Straight Outta Compton, where Jerry Heller is coming.
Which never came to the studio.
He never visited you guys in the studio?
Why the hell would that man be up at the studio?
I don't know. So look, we're talking about a scene where they get roughed up outside the studio. You know, Jerry Heller walks up in the movie.
It didn't happen that day. For sure, everybody from Compton got roughed up by the police.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about the group, and then that's what got Ice Cube on. Man, he got in his feelings, and he's like, I'm going to write this song. And then it didn't happen that way.
They was boy, them niggas peeing is crazy on that movie. They was like, we going to make this make sense. They was just, this shit right now, they finna make a song today.
It didn't happen like that.
Nah.
So how'd it happen, Yella?
I mean, all our life it's been, you want to say that to a cop.
Yeah. Was it Cube's idea? Did he pen that and he brought it to the group? I don't know
whose idea it was, but it wasn't. I don't think so.
And as you guys are recording, Fuck the Police is what we're talking about. As you guys are recording this record, everybody got their own verses. You guys are writing. Were any of you guys a little...
Like saying, why are we making this?
Yeah.
No. Or should we put this out?
Yeah. As you're saying the lyrics.
You know, I could imagine somebody's parents heard that shit was like, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
It was crazy. It wasn't the most popular song being recorded.
That's another thing.
It wasn't the most popular being recorded, but people might have thought, why are we making it? But, you know, hey.
Driving, just rocking.
Yeah, it's great. But I tell you, from the movie in the Detroit scene when we did the song, in Detroit, that was the only place we ever performed that song because they told us not to do it.
And that's just the thing
I didn't know it. Ren didn't know it. E didn't know it. But Dre and Cube knew.
They like, we do.
They already knew. They looked at it. They knew that.
Tell me,
play the song.
Yella, tell me this line was this line was said. Hey, yo, Dre, I got something to say. Did he say that?
I don't think he said that.
Man. That's so iconic just to hear it happen like that. I know they make it for Hollywood.
I love this.
Listen, I know they make it for Hollywood, and we got to know.
You know what I think is real, Nick? The shit with Eazy-E and Boyz in the Hood. Now, I can't because I'm not their generation, but I think that really, the group didn't want the song, and I believe they convinced Eazy to rap the song.
That was real.
That's probably real.
It was for somebody from New York.
The New York dudes. HBO.
HBO.
Now, I believe that's real.
And they just, it wasn't their style.
Homeboys Only?
Hey. He might not know who that is.
You know that fucking movie.
Baby. Come on, man. Listen.
But I believe that happened. That's probably true.
Yeah.
They was like, E rapping. He was like, man, he finna be rapping.
Yeah, he definitely was not a rapper.
That's probably
and
true.
we, even on all the songs
How long did it really take him? The 60 takes?
It really, that's
that's 60.
Way
maybe for a verse.
That's way
60 for a verse. Me and Dre used to take turns, get a long piece of tape. Every time we do his words, I do a verse, he do a verse. And we sit there, mark, every take, mark, and it'd be full of marks by the time. If you listen to his words, if he get a line, it's good. If he get a whole line,
Was Easy? Did Easy do the La Bamba line? Anybody seen La Bamba? I'm the only Mexican. Everybody seen La Bamba?
We all seen La Bamba.
Thank you. It's a classic, right? Sure. Did he do the La Bamba line where Bob comes in and he's like, hey, 60 takes, I didn't hear a difference in one of them. You know what I mean? Like when they were recording?
Nah. He just was not a natural rapper. That's all it was.
That's true for sure. I believe that's true.
Yeah.
But he had the sound and he had the look.
He had that voice.
People thought he was like 15 or something. He ate it up for a while. Everybody thought he was like 15. That's why he put it on that song.
All kind of bitches.
Let me ask you this, man. Did you guys ever hear, speaking on your influence in the other groups, can you grab your hoodie, Tomas, and show them the hoodie you was rocking when you walked in here? So listen, one of our DJs here, past DJ is a big brother of mine, is ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown. No, yeah, well, that Bobby's his partner.
Yeah, I know Bob. Yeah.
So Bobby's the one that passed away in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So Tomas does a lot of film work for ODM's podcast as well. ODM was ODM and Bobby from Lighter Shade of Brown. Yeah. A lot of people would compare Bobby's sound to Eazy-E, and they would say like he liked the Mexican Eazy-E. If you really listen to his vocals on his verses, if you could hear it,
He was a rap. He was more of a rapper.
They both had bars, but Bobby had that energy. It was just. And he had that. It was so similar to an Easy. I'm sure he got some influence at one point from me. Did you guys ever hear that later on? I mean,
no, I never heard.
Because you got such a huge influence in the Latino community.
Oh yeah,
right?
now that is a fact. They love us. They love NWA music.
We love really us some NWA. Do you want to come?
I hate to say it, y'all love it more than it's amazing.
People? When you were doing your shows, did you see a lot of brown faces in the audience?
Oh. Major.
I just got back from Mexico.
Major.
Okay.
Yeah. Mexico City.
You on this side of the West, man. This is California.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
You really, again, man, I think you have to try to see different.
It's just one thing you said stuck with me, that the Hispanic and Latin community showed you more love at times, I guess. They
love Eric. They love, and they really do. And from back then, it just, I don't know what it is. We appealed to them, whatever it was.
Yeah. We was in Boise, Idaho, and man, the brown community came out and
oh, that's how it is.
Yeah, that's
Mexicans in Idaho.
What?
Oh man.
You got to get out of Ontario.
Yeah.
You realize there's a lot of shit that's be really surprised, be pleasantly surprised.
Only one of us in the room with a world famous DJ. Okay. I'm working what I got, Yella. You feel me?
Yeah, him and Lil Eric did a show in Boise, man, and it was packed out. The Latino crowd came out.
Though, man. That's great.
Man. Oh,
yeah. That's what that shit did. That's what that music did. It represented a mind state of people in Los Angeles at a time, and nobody didn't get away from it. It represented everybody. It was always gonna be that. Dre, man, all them dudes. You know what's funny, man? Talking to Yella, talking and seeing Cube, seeing Ren, seeing all these people write is dope, because as a kid you saw them, right? You saw it working. The dopest thing to me, like. The pinnacle is, they gonna win a Grammy. Yeah, Easy got his own street, that's fire. Cube got these films. Watching them niggas on the Super Bowl, watching the West Coast on the Super Bowl.
It felt like
and gangster rap went through the hardest part of hip hop, probably the worst. Like, I remember when Snoop album came out, being in high school or getting ready to start high school. It was my first year, and they put all the CDs on the ground and he ran them over with a steam press. I remember C. Dolores Tucker. Like, I remember how much stuff NWA was going through. Because, this is my era of music coming up as a kid. So you watching them have to fight through all of these kind of things to see it culminate into the biggest stage in the world. And they just up there rocking that West Coast shit, and it's just going up. That shit was dope.
When I watched that halftime show, the first thing I thought about was when my pops told me that it was just a fad. And to see it come to fruition like that, how wild.
So you wrong, Pop Nick.
Yeah, exactly. My pops wasn't wrong about much, but
he was like,
that was one thing.
What he did? Was you watching it with him?
I watched it afterwards with him. Yeah, I did.
What he said? It was a fad, hun, Dad. That's what you said. It was a fad, hun, Dad.
You know what a steamroller is?
What, a steamroller? That sound like a something you do in the bedroom with a girl, like a
no steamroller. No,
boy, you a wild.
Something had to do with
no, a steam.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's
that sound like a dirty margarita, dirty
That shit
Sanchez.
sound like you watching porn, bro. That's
Paving
crazy.
the road.
When they paving the road, when they laying down all of the.
Oh, actual steamroller, man. I thought that was like a move or something.
No, so back in the day, they took their music and had them on the ground. That's what you was talking about. And they ran them over with the steamroller.
That part was real in the movie.
Yeah, did you see that?
I mean, we wasn't we didn't see it. We just seen that they did
the
it.
News.
On the news, right?
We wasn't in the bus going by.
And then was that lady name?
But I did tell him the line.
Huh?
See Dolores Tucker.
Yeah, she.
It said on.
But they paid for it.
Yes.
Somebody had to buy them CDs. Run them over.
That was the greatest thing you could have said at that point.
You know what? This is something it's funny because, like I said, I do have access to you, but I don't, unless I'm doing research, I won't be, I don't need to fan. I can ask somebody and I can call him here. I believe that was your reaction the first time you heard No Vaseline. I genuinely that's the shit you was saying.
Now let me tell you the story.
Everybody else probably was mad you wasn't there.
Let me tell you tight. Let me tell you the story.
Did you say that? Did you say that?
It's just kind of funny.
The night before they filmed that, Cube called me and said, "So what was going on in the studio when the song came out?" I said, "You got us." He said, "Huh?" I said, "You got." What else was there to say? You got us. That's all it was. It wasn't no tantrums and that. No. They might have added a little bit more in for the shot, but that was the line. You got us.
That motherfucker got us.
Were they mad at you for that? The other boys in the group?
No, because they knew it. Anybody who heard that shit
knew it.
The only person I think who probably, in my heart, if I believe as an MC, just knowing the temperature is Ren, probably was like, man, we need to get on this nigga. But I believe they all listened to it, was like, oh, this is good.
Was Jerry Heller in the room?
Fuck no.
He's just breaking his heart.
Jerry Heller.
Listen, I don't want to shoot Jerry down. I actually got a chance to talk to him.
Oh, did
it was
you?
Cool. Yeah, he was. It was. I mean, obviously the movie make you feel different, but I got a chance to talk to him. Fuck no, he wasn't in the fucking room. Because at that point, it wouldn't probably be like he couldn't exist probably in that space.
I think because you all fans of hip hop, you naturally gonna be like, yeah, that's dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's
I didn't say it was dope. I just said he got us.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's
I get you saying.
We was slipping in the drive-thru, and they crept up on us and got us.
Yeah,
got us.
exactly.
Hey, before that bullet go off, ain't nothing you can say. You got us.
I had a dope conversation that you might find interesting, or did we talk about this? We was talking about, was it me and you talking about this? Which was better, NWA, Straight Outta Compton, or
The Last
for Life? And
No, we haven't talked about it.
Okay, but
I
Niggas for
can tell
Life.
you about it.
Niggas for Life, the production
That's
is
the
better.
best album.
The best
but
produced
the
album.
better album is Straight Outta Compton.
Greater.
Because it was just original. Sure. But we grew up in the producing game on that second album. It just, you can hear it. The volume is louder, the more bass, and there's less samples too.
It's produced.
Yeah.
Y'all producing shit out that one.
It was just, it's a better sounding album, but it don't.
But I get the greater impact of Straight Outta Compton was like some shit
Cube,
that never
not
happened.
just because Cube was on it, but it was just the
timing.
Yeah, that's all it was.
That
You
shit
cannot
happened.
top that.
I remember coming home from Walton. I don't know how I saw that video because I don't think they was playing videos on that kind of video on TV, but we saw the video. And I remember thinking, that's in Palmer. I was like, man, that's right in Palmer.
Yeah.
They shot that in the alley right there in Palmer. And I'm just tripping like, damn, these niggas really right there. You don't trip too hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember thinking that shit was right over this in the canal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was tight. That was hella tight.
You know what? When we went to when they played the music in that. So we went somewhere and they had, you know how they. You ever been to a sound competition when they hook up the car with all the?
Yeah.
So we went. I can't remember where we were, and they played their song. What song was that? Straight Outta Compton or Boyz in the Hood? Man, when they played that in the car, have you ever seen one of them? Where they got them
different kind of
competition
cars.
sounds in a vehicle.
I seen that.
Man,
The ones that they can hold a shirt there and it makes the shirt just stick.
when they played
I never
their
heard music that
music
loud.
in that car, bro, that shit.
Y'all definitely was ahead on mixing too.
Now that
I think everybody was recording. Yeah, Drake.
that was
that's
our
Drake.
key.
Yeah.
There was tricks to it.
Yeah.
Like the kick. There's 3 kicks there. All mixed, not mixed into one, but we kept them separated. And
I watched this motherfucker work on drums one day, man, for like 8 hours. I just left. You know what I mean? It was only like a shaker or a clap and a snare and a fucking kick. I'm like, this is when I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I had to come write some shit. He's like, man, come here and fuck with it. So I'm writing some shit. I knock it out. So he working on some shit. I'm looking like, yeah, this is kind of like crazy.
Me and him went through an era where he started hearing hi-hats.
Oh, when I first started hearing music.
He never heard hi-hats, and he was like,
Ever.
take that out. It's irritating. I'm like, bro, you've been rapping on beats for 10 years with
Swear to
hi-hats.
God.
I literally had to send him tracks with no hi-hats
Because
then after the fact.
When
Like,
you
I'm like,
finally, it's not fair for y'all. It's
I'm like,
not,
what
because
were you
y'all
listening
make
to?
music.
But what were you listening to?
Nigga, you just hear songs. You don't hear.
Yeah.
It's
It
like if
ain't
you
separate.
eat a burger and you just taste burger, not lettuce, tomato, cheese,
Here's
mayonnaise.
a perfect example.
Like,
Everybody else can eat their hamburger to be balanced. Because if you put one onion on my burger, it's the loudest thing on the fucking burger. Now, take this whole burger back.
Yeah.
It could be one.
yeah.
Take this back. It fucks it up. And I was going through a phase when I finally started figuring out music, and you start hearing it separate.
Yeah.
So I can hear everything separate. And man, when I tell you them hi-hats sounded so loud to me, I was like, why can I? What the fuck is this? He's like, bro, it's a hi-hat,
You
bro.
hear every sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that wasn't me at first. Now I get it. Now I'm like that all the time. I hear everything.
'cause
Everything
people,
balanced.
the trick to us was we EQ'd our stuff recorded. Most people don't. But we EQ'd it. So when we mix,
You ain't had that much.
we EQ'd again. That's how we got the bass.
I'm glad you're telling me this. I'm about to be
I don't mean.
I'm glad you're
I don't
telling
need
me.
to tell a secret.
No,
Tell the
you
damn
need to.
thing. Yeah,
You're
you
supposed
do.
to. What you
God
mean?
damn it, yeah.
They just want to
I
sit
keep
at Mount
telling
Olympus
Drake,
like never
fuck
get
Mount
up
Olympus.
here.
The
Like,
shit just gonna be gone with
Yeah.
them.
yeah, I'm coming
Tell
to Mount
us.
Olympus.
But usually the kick is like
You know what I'm
3
saying?
It's written down somewhere.
three kicks, 2 snares.
For sure, I for sure do that layering and
Yeah.
sounds.
But
for
now, to me, nowadays, they got too many tracks. We got 100 tracks here.
Nah,
okay, do your vocal 80 times back up. I'm like,
we do about 10 to 20.
we had to work 24 tracks, but you don't get 24. You only get 23 because the Simpty is in 24, and then you can't put vocals next to 24 because it'll bleed through. Put vocals in 17. Well, you put the kick in number 1. So we had to work. Like when you hear the older song, Boyz in the Hood, right after that, straight Outta Compton stuff, we didn't mix one song together. We mixed it in pieces. Because in this break, it's different stuff. When we get to this break, there's different stuff on the same track and then the same track. So we had to do this verse, and then we edit together on tape. See, we were great on tape. I can take a kick drum off a piece of tape, put it over there. If it don't sound right, I can put it right back. And you never know what's gone.
That's tough. That's tough.
We had to work.
See, I never seen tape. I never.
Oh my God,
This gonna be
Moses, I have respect for you.
Yeah.
Now
But you ain't
lost
live.
it.
But you ain't live. Because think about it, there was no tape.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
The first when I came into the business, it was that.
They was eliminating the tape,
It was that.
but they were still recording. Dre probably was still recording on 2-inch.
A lot of people was doing shit on 2-inch still.
Yeah.
A lot of people was doing shit on 2-inch to this day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But this, for a project I'm working on to be my first experience.
Also, what we did on the second album, when we mixed down, you mix down the 1/4 inch. Yeah. But on the last album, we mixed down the 1/2 inch. So it's more. The bass is there more.
And it's heavier.
Yeah. That's great. It's an art to mixing. Yeah. It's very.
You ever think about
Few ears that can hear. I can hear if I'm listening to you play a track and you turn this by whatever.
You can hear it.
I can hear it. Yeah. I don't care what frequency it is. I can hear it.
Y'all realize you in like a master class right now? Okay.
No, it is dope
You feel
because
me?
that
You
shit
like-
really mattered. I swear, like he is not lying. When I finally start hearing music and I start separating it, he was like, "Glasses, it's a fucking hi-hat in every beat I sent you." I'm like, "Well, I don't know why the fuck I can hear it like this right now. Is it louder than normal? No, it's not louder." I was like, "Take it out. I can't rap. It's fucking me up." Like that's how bad it got. And then by the time I can kind of do all kind of shit, but it was disturbing. It was disturbing to say the least.
Hey, in the early, recording days, what year was it when you met Michelle A?
She was around in the Wrecking Crew days.
Okay, so you knew her from back then.
She sung on our last song for Turn Off the Light for the Wrecking Crew.
That's what year is that? That's her.
You ever heard that?
Turn off. I know the song. Of course, I know the song. That's her singing.
That's her singing. That was the last song we did. We never performed that song because we left right after that.
When you first met Michelle A, did you ask her if she was faking that voice? Or was it like, when I first seen her,
it sounds fake. It really sounds fake.
It sounds so fake.
She used to, me and Dre lived together in '89. She lived there with us.
Are you sure that was real?
I'm putting people business out.
Nah, man, that's cool.
Everybody know they was together.
Yeah.
I'm saying I couldn't imagine hearing that voice when I wake up.
Yeah.
I would.
It is so animated.
Yella, do you want the eggs? I'll be like,
because Michelle I used to pay Michelle to wash my clothes. I didn't feel like washing.
Do you want some eggs? I'll be like, I'm going, man. I'm finna get up out of here.
Detergent.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. That's funny. That is funny.
But, yeah, man. So, I mean, it reminds me of when I see videos of people that knew Michael Jackson, and they would say that a lot of people didn't know that he actually had a deep voice.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That wasn't his real voice. I seen a lot of interviews about that. I talked to people that were around him, and a few say that he did that high pitched voice so much it just became his voice. But the real ones that know him say that he was.
I think everything about Mike was to make white people more comfortable.
Right.
I think he was like, I need to make white people more comfortable. Every step he took was making white people feel more comfortable. And the first time he didn't, that's when it started being a problem. When he started calling out, what's that man, Tommy Mottola, they was like, oh, this nigga is a nigga.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing white people hate to figure out is you really a nigga. You know what I mean? Like that, when they fuck with you, and then it's popping, and then you surprise them with some nigga shit, they be like, motherfucker, OJ. You know what I mean? They was like, this motherfucker. Mike called out Tommy fucking white devil. They was like, oh, this motherfucker. White people hate because you be depriving them, because you be feeling, they be like, I like this guy. He's with us. He's so good. And he do that one thing, that nigga come out, and you be like, oh, no, it's one of them. And that's Mike. Mike, after that, they start putting cases on Mike and all kind of shit.
It's a rap, man.
It was the end of his little world.
93, it was over.
Man, Mike. Yeah, dude. Start calling out Tommy Mottola. He's like, Tommy Mottola's the devil. They was like, oh, he called a white person the devil. He really is black. They really didn't think so.
If it was one of them that you say for sure he did it, is it Mike or R. Kelly?
R. Kelly in jail. Of course he did it.
Of course he did it.
Yeah, he's in jail.
I don't think Mike did nothing to my kids at all.
I think Bill did it, but I think it's not fair. Because Bill, like you was coming, I think Bill like unconscious vagina.
Bill?
Yeah, like Bill Cosby.
Oh, Bill Cosby.
I think he just like, he don't want you to remember that.
Too many cases, man. He did something.
but this is my problem with that. It should be, you gotta be careful, because it's like they was coming to give him some pussy.
Yep.
They were on their
he
way
was
there
like,
for
I don't want you to remember you gave me this pussy.
Man.
So I don't know if I would really call that rape. Like, legally it is classified as such, but he just a different kind of dude.
Me, I wouldn't put myself in that particular.
No, especially not if I'm Bill Cosby. Bill crazy. But maybe that was smart because he didn't want them to remember. Because nobody could ever say he did nothing to them.
Exactly.
So all these people, Bill Cosby was on fire. So you knew all these people was coming to give him some pussy.
Well, he was definitely playing the white people.
I think he didn't want them to enjoy it, too.
I think, me personally, I mean, how you gonna remember something 60 years later if he drugs you up?
I don't even think they saying they remember it as much as they went and, said that they knew something happened.
Probably clothes on backwards.
They probably came and gave it to him, and then years later they like.
I woke up and Bill was on top of me.
Exactly.
All them girls, he for sure got the dosage right at this point.
Well, even I don't know. Even in his younger days,
Bill is it.
He was a rock star, man. But
yeah, Mike, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it with Mike. Mike pissed somebody off. R. Kelly like bitches. He like young, old.
Yeah.
R. Kelly from a different time, though,
Kelly,
man.
we seen the tape, you know.
Yeah, but he's from a different time too. Like, you know, R. Kelly probably was born in what, like the late 60s?
Yeah, the 60s.
Late 60s or
Mid 60s? Mid 60s?
Nah, because R. Kelly, what, 55?
He gotta be like 56, 57 or something.
Is he that old?
Yeah, because he was older by the time 12 Play was out. He was old by the time the announcement. He was like 25 when the R.
That's
Kelly
right,
Public
yeah.
announcement came out. So he's probably mid 60s.
Now, yeah.
I mean, no. Born in the mid 60s.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it was different time back then. Men used to like really try to date all kind of. R. Kelly, I don't know. He can't read and write. This is something I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying. Like Yella said, 67. Okay. So like he'd be 66 this year. No, 67 this year.
Damn, he older than you.
Everybody older than me.
This year?
Huh?
No, he'd be 57 this year.
Oh, 57.
No.
He was born when?
Yeah, he'd be 57 this year.
57, January 8, 1957.
57. He's 70 something.
No,
67.
No, 57. So he's 57 years old.
Oh,
He's 57.
no, he's 57. So he was born in 67.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he was born in
exactly.
67.
Yeah, so them dudes come from a different time with the way they look at women.
Well, you even know
You know
before.
what I mean? That and it's not about if it's right or wrong, because he in jail and you gotta deal with your own shit. Like when I commit a crime, I went to jail, you go to jail. But I think R. Kelly was like, for sure, I've been to the studio with him, I've texted with him. He's a different kind of dude. Like I don't know, he just, you know, I don't paint him the same way other people paint him. I think he's a criminal, and at that point he had to go to jail, right? You commit a crime like we all do. But I think the whole thing with the girls is probably a little overstated. I think R. Kelly, like all the girls that he was smarter than, it just happened to be some of them was too young. You know what I mean? Like R. Kelly was somebody that probably been through a lot of stuff.
You watched that Surviving R. Kelly?
Yeah, but it threw me off on certain moments, right? Where it was a lady at the house that was like 40. Remember the dark lady?
Exactly.
She was like, yeah, so he wouldn't let us leave the room when we went to get something to eat. So I just got my stuff and I left. So I think it was a different kind of situation where it's like R. Kelly. It's R. Kelly, right? If you a girl and R. Kelly is, you know, you fuck with R. Kelly and R. Kelly, like you can't eat when I'm telling you, and if you leave, you can't come back.
That's on some wild.
Not really.
Not
Like, what guys see women as property, so he probably like, yeah, all the girls probably could have got up and got their shit and left.
Yeah,
but none
that's
of them
what
wanted
I
to.
think.
None of them wanted to. They
Because
loved
it was
him so
like-
much, and they was just like,
Buck down the street gonna do this for you, and he ain't R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Like, I think women did a lot of stuff to be around R. Kelly. I could imagine the shit they was doing to be around Yella and them. They probably could have made them hoes hit backflips and all kind of shit. Hey, if you want to be up in here with us, you gotta suck her toes.
That is why.
You gotta suck her toes and put her finger in your ear. They could have had all, you know what I mean? Because this is kind of what it's like. When I be going to different places, man, the shit that girls will do, man,
That is why the hotel scene's so important to me.
No, now I believe because I heard shit about it. Them niggas had some shit going with the girls. I heard about that party.
Yeah.
Tell me about the party.
2 parties.
Yeah,
Tell me about the parties.
The party that was the party.
me about one of them.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And the pajama party.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Pajama party? Oh, all right. That sounds
That
crazy.
shit sound crazy.
That sounds
Think about it.
grown-
It's a
bunch
young,
of grown
wild,
adults
famous. They young, wild, and famous.
You having a pajama
That
party.
shit is crazy.
We having a pajama party.
Young, black, wild, and famous. Oh man, the
And
things the
then
girls gonna do.
you have a bikini contest, then you put strippers in. So everybody take
I
off their
heard
clothes.
that story. So then they said the regular. This is cold.
The
Let me tell
regular
the story.
girls is-
So let me tell you the story. Who just told me this story? Somebody told me it was brilliant though. So Easy and them, so NWA have a party, and they have a bikini party, right? So they got all the girls in the bikini party, but they put strippers in the bikini. But the other girls didn't know they were strippers.
Yeah.
So when they start getting naked, it make the regular girls, because you know girls follow each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So the other regular girls start getting naked.
Yeah.
My homie told me that. He said Easy was just knocking the prostitutes there. He just didn't give a fuck. My nigga E's the truth, baby. I love that nigga, man.
I ain't mad at that.
My boy was no joke.
What a time.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was born in 83. If I was been born in 67, I would have been all in the
I'd have been like magic.
Yeah, I would have been selling.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm surprised you ain't had more babies, man. Like you did. Like you were the DJ.
Trying to put that on you. He like,
Now, there's a way not to have babies.
Well, yeah, but that don't always work.
I'm going to give you 2 hints.
Okay.
There's a way not to have a baby. That was my mentality in them days. Remember the scene from the hotel?
Of course.
What was getting done when they knocked on the door?
Head. He was getting head.
some head.
Yeah.
Can't get pregnant that way.
That's true.
That was my mentality.
That's pretty smart.
Who was that on the bed? Who was that?
No, it was E in the bathroom.
Who was on the bed getting head?
No, it was E in the bathroom.
Oh, it was E in the bathroom getting head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
that was my mentality.
That's pretty smart.
The 1999.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. I never thought about that. Never thought about that. That makes sense.
Yeah,
See, I could have been a pimp in my day. I was so tough. But
by that time, you probably was crazy because so World Class Wrecking Crew, y'all started off on the local level, right? So y'all on the local level. So by the time NWA hit, you already prime player position. He was like, I know how to work them anywhere. Exactly. So it don't matter which town you stop it in. You're like, yeah, I know what to do. Yeah. Hey, you want it? So that's what I'm saying. So I think in R. Kelly's situation, I'm not saying he's not wrong or. I don't want to have a conversation about morality because we don't got to talk morality when you in jail. I think they gave him 50 years, so we don't got to really talk about if he wrong or right, right? He got more time than Sammy the Boy Gravano for murdering 19 people. Exactly. But I'll tell you this. You have to be a different person to want to be around R. Kelly in the first place. R. Kelly been singing about fucking since I was a kid. So there's nobody who came around R. Kelly that didn't know what time it was. There's nobody breathing that came around R. Kelly and didn't know what time it was. You knew he was different. Even then, I used to always be like, man, this nigga always talking about fucking on every song.
Yeah. Wasn't there a song he was talking about fucking young girls, though?
I think, see, at that time.
Wrote, age ain't nothing but a number for Aaliyah.
Like, I'm thinking Keith Sweat, you may be young, but you're ready.
Yeah, but that was back then though. They kind of prided themselves in living vicariously through young women. I don't know what it was about. Even now, you know, if a dude's 60 get a girl 30, they really think they got something. You know, it'd be a weird conversation. I don't know because I don't think that way. I think, you know, I don't know. I have to deal with younger women. It is horrible.
I think it's more of a thing of like, if you look through history and stuff, even back in the day, it'd be 28-year-old men with 14-year-old girls. That's like back in Wild West days, 100 years ago, right? Yeah, so I think it's partly like, for one, men look at women as property, and you don't want your property being tainted by a bunch of other. You know, the older you get, the more niggas or people gonna be getting touching it, right? So I think innately as a guy, you like, I need to get the younger one, like you know what I'm saying? But R. Kelly be wanting his fruit with a little green on it. He don't want it. R. Kelly wanted you.
He wanted when it's a seed.
Yeah. Kel's a little primitive. Kel's living like in the 1800s. So again, you know, he gonna go to jail. I hate that he got that much time. I wish he got about 10 years so he can go to therapy and probation, and then, you know, we could welcome him back into society. I don't know if he should die in prison. I think it's weird that people. Would you put him in the same
category as a child molester?
No.
I mean, that's like child molester time. You feel me?
Yeah. That's actually more than child molester time.
But I mean, ain't
that's technically what it is.
A real, you know, kid does it.
Well, a pedophile is different too. A pedophile is prepubescent. I grew up in a time when somebody's 7, that was like weird. Like that's a pedophile. Wow. If you mess with girls 14 and 15, we just looked at you different. You know what I mean? Unless she was developed, then we like, you think you got something. Because there were certain girls we grew up with that looked like, and to be honest,
and you can get tricked.
Yeah, and there were certain girls. I had a homegirl that would only date older dudes.
Exactly.
So when I got older, I never dated younger girls because I felt like they shunned me when I was younger. So I was only gonna get the older girl.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel bad for R. Kelly. Like, I think he should be getting around 10 to 15 years. I think he better come home and, you know, go to therapy and do his welcome home. But again, I think they use these opportune times to, you know, to make sure niggas know they niggas. Yeah.
I mean, he looked like he doing okay in there, man. He gained a little weight, and he
Okay.
Not him.
Not him. Yeah.
You don't see those videos online where he like saying he's singing.
I mean, I'm sure people in the prison is treating. It's R. Kelly. Like if I was R. Kelly, Sally and shit, I'd be giving him
Better
suits
keep
and shit.
singing.
Yeah. Sing something. Nigga. I can put my girl on the phone with him. It's my wife's anniversary, nigga.
Yeah.
So now it's like, you know, I hope they fix it. I hope they adjust the time and, you know, let him do his time for a crime. Let's be realistic. And, you know, he gets to go to therapy, get his life together, and, you know, get his music back. Another thing, they took all his rights. Like, how did this nigga get his rights? This nigga sang the songs that made, yeah.
They took
Hell yeah.
Or they
that's
sued him?
crazy. No, they took them.
The rights to his music you're talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Wait.
Exactly.
How do you take somebody's
Man, I'm telling you, once you become a criminal like that,
Really?
look how they just took all that shit from under Puff.
Exactly.
They worked out.
That was my next question.
I don't know what the crime is with Puff. He's just a different dude from what they talk about.
And I mean,
Yeah, what's the
that's
crime?
What you want to do? Yeah, that ain't no crime.
What is the crime? If you want to watch your old lady get knocked down by some dude and that's your thing and she with it, I think you different, but ain't a crime.
That's not
It is not a crime being a weirdo. Shout out to my nigga Puff. Not like that. You know what I mean? But if what Cassie said is true, that is different. I never seen no dude like that. I see white people like that. White people love when
you
somebody
got $50 million, $100 million, and you in love. You 34, and you in love with this 19-year-old girl. You are gonna be kind of like, nobody better not touch her. Like your property, right? He probably blow a nigga car up.
His shit is different. Yeah, because he was having people touch her.
Oh yeah, that is true. He was making her. I forgot about
And
that.
you can't make nobody have sex. Like if you want to make me happy, you gonna suck his dick. That's crazy.
Yeah,
If you suck the dick, you tripping. Cassie tripped out. Like you tripped out.
Yeah.
So, but it's not a crime
Unless she was being forced. You feel me?
And he didn't put that. He was like, if you want to be with me, this is what I like.
Oh, we don't know. You know, he did something wrong for him to give up that 30 mil the next day. You feel me?
That didn't happen. He didn't get no goddamn 30 million. They settled.
Well, of course, they settled, but for 30 million.
Yeah, it wasn't no 30 million.
Huh?
Hell no. Ain't nobody getting that kind of money no more. That shit over.
That's what they say.
They lying.
You got three.
It's public information.
3.2.
He said 3.2.
3 point. Man, listen, when you ain't got nothing and you need some money,
Yeah.
ask Yella. Yella and them didn't have lawsuits. Boy, money in the hand, boy, look different. Nigga owe you 10 million. Nigga got you 1 point. I got this 1.7 right here. Cash. Put that shit in all 20s. Be in different bags. Different bags. Said on a lot of shit. Birdman told me it's fucked up. Birdman, like, they sue me, I'll just settle. Cost me less.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't pay these attorneys for nothing. So, you come with somebody 30 million. Cassie doing bad. For her to even tell people that she was sucking another dick for Puff is crazy. She telling people you sucking another penis because Puff wants you to. You know what I mean? For sure, she'll settle for 3 million in 20s.
Yeah.
It'll come out. I'm so glad you're scandal free, Yella. I mean, it's to, you know.
Oh, that's because they the scandal. NWA could do everything. They could beat a woman up, kick somebody's ass, slap people. They could do anything because they was already the villains. So, you know what I mean? Like that's Ice-T. Like, man, stay the villain. I made sure I always say the shit. I'll be like, fuck it. I don't want y'all to like me too much. Let me say this. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Trump. You just start making shit up. Trump. Oh, man, I knew I don't fuck with Glasses. You got to stay on, as a black person in America, you got to stay on this country's bad side. You got to stay on the bad side. You got to, because if you get on the good side, they're going to be like, hold up, and then you become Michael. Michael was America's hero. See what they did to him.
Man.
OJ was America's hero.
Mm-hmm.
Did OJ do it?
Or
I
had it
think
done.
he know about it.
You know what happened? Well, either way.
Yeah.
I don't think. You know what? Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he just didn't pay off the bill. Maybe somebody thought he liked
That's
her.
what I think.
You know what I mean? Maybe he owed somebody some money. They was like, we gonna kill your wife. Oh, she over there sucking somebody. I don't care if you kill her.
Yeah.
I don't care if you kill her. Crooked fucking I. I don't care if you kids. Man, we just over here discovering mystery right now. What's happening? Crooked I just walked in.
Crooked I in the building right here.
DJ Yella, yes sir.
What's up,
So
man?
that's what I think, Yella. My bet is, he owed somebody some money.
Yep.
And they was like, you keep playing with this, OJ, we're going to kill your wife. And he's like, she's sucking Ron dick right now. I don't think you would do it.
He whacked her.
Crooked I.
2 birds in one stone.
OJ, do it.
OJ, nah, I don't think OJ did that.
See?
He ain't got no heart to be cutting people like that.
Boy, that's a cold,
He
yeah.
ain't built like
That's for sure some mafia shit.
Yeah.
Is R. Kelly a child molester?
A child molester? Damn.
We just having this is a conversation we just.
Well, they
just
consider it
What
because
did I
it's
walk into?
You just walked in and said, fuck just happened. No, he's
technical.
He's a sexual criminal.
Yeah.
He's
that what it is?
He's a sex
child
deviant.
molester.
No,
She's
she's
not a child.
She's 14 years old.
I think it's underage. They consider it.
Yeah, but
You're not a pedophile.
But
But
wait,
you-
but
That's what I'm
here's
quite
the
sure.
thing. But here's the thing.
Let you
But hold
get
on.
caught
But
with
wait,
that
but
13.
wait a minute though. But wait a minute though. When
Is Elvis a child molester?
yeah, I was about to say that because when
He married her, but
Is he a
what you mean-
child
What you mean he married her?
molester?
But
okay. Well, as you were saying earlier, it was a different time back then. Are you out? Oh my God.
Is he a child molester?
he married her. But what?
And he was knocking
he was
that. He was
child
knocking that
molester.
little young. He was knocking that little young vagina down back to back.
Yeah, man.
And what
And
happened
you know
to
he had
Elvis?
groupies that was that age.
And what happened to Elvis?
Is he
Was he
a
American
child
hero?
molester?
They still love Elvis, don't they?
No, I'm just asking you. Is he a? So you say this on? you say this on this
Lil
motherfucking
Walter
show?
a child molester? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's what I'm
You feel
saying.
me?
So how you gonna say that? I mean, R. Kelly was not a child molester. If you gonna,
He's not a child molester. He's a sexual deviant.
Yeah, exactly.
He could be considered a statutory rapist.
That's correct.
let me ask you something. Is he?
Yeah, statutory rapist. Exactly.
Statutory rapist.
Yeah, because it's a rape. Okay,
It's a statutory rape.
It's considered rape because she can't consent
Legally.
What makes it child molesting versus not? Because in the video she letting him pee on her. You know, the point is she's 14 and legally,
She can't
according
consent.
to the law, she can't consent. He molesting a child.
No, I'm not doing that American shit. No. A child is specifically, we know what we talking about. He is just
14-year-old not
a
a child?
nasty person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. A child molester is a pedophile. And a
Wait,
child
is
molester.
14-year-old a child?
Yes, in America. But listen.
So but you're an American, right? If you go to another
Yeah, but
country,
I'm also like I study history enough to kind of be careful with how I use these words. Like I wouldn't call Elvis a child molester. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about him like, yeah, maybe. Exactly. You know what I mean? I'm really careful with because I would have that means if I call one person that,
everybody.
then now I have to stay there. So I have to be careful with that.
Why
you
is
know what I mean?
Elvis a child molester? Is it because he married her? I mean, is it?
No, I'm just saying because I think we say a child rooted in how we view children at that time. Like even, statutory rape, right? Like the legal age of consent in more states in America is 16 at this point. But if you're in California and you 30 and you sleep with somebody 17, people might call you a child molester.
Exactly.
They be like, oh, you molest that child. So I'm really careful with how I throw them terms around.
Give them all a hot one.
Let me put it to you this way. Yeah. Let me put it to you this way. If the 14-year-old child, girl, the 14-year-old girl, the 14-year-old child was your daughter, is he a child molester?
No, he'd be dead.
Is he a dead child molester?
No, he would just be dead. He wouldn't be anything.
Okay, that's
but it's not because I think. Listen, this is such a nuanced conversation, and everybody's not ready to have it because right now this is a different time. But I'm really careful with how I throw things around. Is he a criminal? Yes. If you sleep with somebody 14, you're a fucking criminal.
According to the law, according to the street.
You're statutory. No, according to the legal ramifications.
But then
you're statutory rapist.
But then, according to the law, he's a child molester. So where do you?
I don't know if they would say. I don't think they would call that child molester.
Yeah.
That's not legally the charge. That's not what R. Kelly was charged with.
What was he charged?
He was charged with the Mann Act, which is a federal case, trafficking, which was weird.
Yeah,
Why would you charge him with trafficking?
Human trafficking.
Crazy, right? And then he had a child pornography case.
Exactly. And he got
But
how
child
many years for
molesting, like 40-some years, some crazy number, like some crazy number. But That's a specific term. I wouldn't call him a pedophile. That's reserved for a specific offense. And then I got to be careful because I might end up calling somebody grandfather a child molester. Your grandfather might have married your grandmother. It was 20 and 13. Now I got to call your grandpa. Right. You the grandson of a pedophile. I got to be careful.
I mean, back in the day, you be on the road. You don't know the age of these. Yeah. So he just got caught.
Man, he just had a really. Well, you know what? He pissed off black women, man, and they came for him. I think they was disappointed. Yeah. Because they got his ass. They tore his ass up.
Did you guys ever had to kick anybody out the hotel room because you found out they was younger?
Nah.
You check IDs at the door? I mean, how do you know? Like,
why the fuck would you be checking IDs at the door at the 80s? Why are you at an NWA concert in the 80s?
They signing NDAs right now, so I'm saying, like, in the, I don't know.
I need to see your ID.
Past all that. We got past all that gladly.
Yeah. In the 80s, it was different, though. I'm telling you, man, like, you looked at it, you knew what a kid looked like in the 80s. And if somebody didn't look like a kid, you wouldn't be thinking about it like that, I would imagine.
Exactly.
It's just different, man. And you got to be careful, man. We throw a lot of these words around and it take the sting off of them. And now people confused. A pedophile was some shit when a pedophile was somebody that was sleeping with 6, 7, 8
kids,
prepubescent children, people that never even thought about sex, that don't know nothing, and they couldn't even consent because they didn't even know what was going on. You know what I mean? So I'm really careful with how I use that word. R. Kelly is in jail because he committed crimes, and he's a criminal based off the evidence, too. Like, he's a criminal. So he's in jail.
Your thoughts, Crooked I?
They say that was his brother.
They did say that in the video. It's R. Kelly brother, Bob brother, whoever's brother was like, nigga.
Nah, I just think that, because I do have daughters, so I don't really rock with them kind of
whole different perspective.
With them kind of guys, you know what I'm saying? And
because you don't have kids.
Listen, if I was somebody's father and my kid was 20 and that nigga was 40, I'm killing him. What are you doing here, sir? So old ass doing here. So I would feel like that if my daughter was 25 and the man was 50. What are you doing here, sir? You don't want to die.
He it's called Tinder and Bumble and all that.
Oh, Tinder.
You know what I'm saying?
Sugar baby.
Yeah, I mean, because think about it, dog. Like, I got daughters, they grown now, but they still young. You feel me? And it's like, they don't have a lot of. They don't have
53.
They don't have a lot of
crooked. I would like to take your daughter.
I'm not with it.
Ass out of here.
I'm not with it, but you'd be surprised how many people are approaching them at that age group, and you'd be surprised that the approach, even though they're not gonna do it because they know how I will react, so they ain't gonna do it. But they will say that it's a more respectable approach. Their generation is on some bullshit half the time. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Their generation got a lot of options. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't. I come from my era. We didn't have all these social media options to get at women and to find chicks and all that. We had to do the old school thing. We had to walk up on the chick
in the club.
and talk to them. You have a line. You know what I'm saying? Like now you just in the DMs. You feel me? And you in 1,000 DMs at a time.
And you don't know nothing. Like, if the person don't put who they are in their bio, why would you know anything about them? And the way a girl today is actually kind of positioning themselves, not all of them, but some of them, it's almost hard to believe they don't be 30 years old. First off, where do you get this? Why do you have a wig on? If you are under 30, why do you have a wig on? You know what I mean? Shit, like when I was growing up, like he's saying, when we was growing up, girls didn't wear wigs. That's how we knew how old they were. If you wore a wig, you was over 30.
Yeah,
now it be somebody 16 wearing a wig. And so you don't, you know what I mean? You hoping you know what's going on. And, that's why I'm glad I don't have to go through this. I don't have to go through this. I already got to hear people's mouth now. They be like, Glass, man, you ain't going to, no.
It's them filters too, though, man. You never know what you fucking with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they put them filters on thick.
And
now they can get their bodies done early.
Let me tell you something, man. AI is coming like a motherfucker, man. You think filters is bad now, like, you don't know who you talking to on the other end.
That's why I'm not talking to
she or whatever.
Yeah, you don't know.
You want to buy this album
till you meet them in IRL, as they say, in real life.
The fact that they made that a thing, IRL, it's only in real life.
You grew up in the best time, Yella. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everything was more face value. You know what I mean? And back then, I mean,
it was real. It wasn't.
It was only IRL.
It's too much now.
It's only IRL.
It's too much. Even dating back then, this is the person you talk to, not she look good. You don't know who this.
And I swear to God, I'll be looking at girls, OG. I'll be like, is that a man? That's my
I've seen
thing.
that many times.
I swear to God, some girls be so dolled up, you be like,
what they trying to hide? What they trying to hide?
And now the Adam's apple don't even tell.
Yeah, and you looking
So
at
that
the little
don't work.
positioning in their crotch.
They done got the Adam's apple out of here.
Yeah.
Shaved it right off.
I would hate to be in this dating
you be
game
staring. You be like,
Yeah, you got out of a good time, man.
now. Oh yeah, get caught up filming and
Because they all put so
they
much
filming
makeup
everything.
on
Yeah.
and wigs and eyelashes. I really think trans folks, shout out to the trans folks, I think they started the eyelashes. So then regular women picked that up because,
You talking about the big joints?
the window wipers.
Ooh, I can't. Ooh.
There's a whole other story behind that, actually.
It is, tell me.
So if my research is correct, that
he
was
did
actually
research,
created. Well, I did the research because
Fire.
a female told me the story, and I wanted to make sure it was true. Apparently, eyelashes, big eyelashes, were created. I don't remember what year, but they were created in well, how do you say it? Well, in France, because prostitutes would wear them.
I knew it.
They would wear them. Well, one to obviously entice a man and gentleman to get them in, but it was also a way of blocking certain chemicals that get generated in the middle of sex from getting into
Wine. They would might nut in their eye.
You said chemicals. That's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, really? You said
See where I'm coming from, huh?
But if you think about
That's true.
If you think about women, a lot of the stuff they stole to me was from like prostitutes. Certain scout skirts and tights and certain things was really like prostitute kind of culture. Like this is how they dress to attract suitors.
Yeah.
And like regular girls is wearing them now. That is deep. That would be so crazy if that's true. I'm going to have to look that up.
I get some fact checkers in here, man.
That's crazy.
Documentary
Man. I done
about
walked into the world's craziest.
Come on,
with the world's most
It's
dangerous
over. Let me tell you
DJ
something,
Yella,
man.
you know what I'm saying? And the world's most dangerous Glasses Malone. You know what I'm saying? I done walked into the world's most dangerous conversation.
Check it out,
Fresh
man.
off the street. Just walk in.
Hey, Crooked I. Is R. Kelly a child molester? God damn. You gonna say hi?
I was like, look, man, we're here in the IE, 99.1 KGGI. Where did you just come from? Did it hit you? Are you local? Do you be out here in the IE?
Yeah, I'll be everywhere, dog. It's 2024. My motto is I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So I was actually filming. I was actually filming some stuff not too far from here, man. So you know,
just talking about it.
you know what I mean? He hit me up. I'm like, I'll pull up in 45. Give me 45.
Welcome, man.
Thank you,
We're
man.
happy to have you here, man. This was very unexpected, but like awesome, man.
Glad to be here, man. I'm amongst the real, you know what I'm saying, the West Coast culture right now.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
In a real way.
It's a beautiful thing,
In
man.
a real way. Yeah. I mean, have you guys ever connected? Have you ever? Is this the first time?
Nah. I think this. I've probably been in the same building, but you know what I'm saying. Never sat down and
making things happen up in see how far the IE coming on in the Pantheon and shit, making shit happen.
Word.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Hey, I don't even know if we're about to run out of film. We did like going on 3 hours, but
it's over.
But I want you just because you're here.
Yes, sir.
Right? Any memories of NWA of influence in your music or anything like that?
I think every artist gotta has some ingredients of their favorite artist in their own recipe. You know what I'm saying? So NWA meant everything to me growing up because we was in the low income, poverty stricken neighborhoods, and we felt rebellious. You know what I mean? And their music, y'all's music, really spoke to us. And being a hip hop head to the core, everything about the music, the production, the arrangement, the content, the visuals, it's just very legendary. And I even feel like I'm one of the branches from the NWA tree. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course I deal with Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? I deal with, Snoop. I'm from Long Beach, so, coming up with Snoop and the Dog Pound, all these guys are branches from the NWA tree.
Ice Cube,
and you know what I'm saying? So,
hell of a tree.
It's the tree. You feel me? And yeah, man, just everything, dog. Like I could go up there and do the hype man on any NWA song right now. You feel me?
You know
on
what's
stage.
so crazy? They talk about the tree, but you got to go back to the seed.
Yeah, World Class Wrecking Crew.
It was me and Dre.
Sure.
We were the first to do the music, you know. But, you know, I don't, you know, people really talk about that, but that's where it came from.
Facts.
Well, that's what we need to talk about. Because the thing is that we definitely can't leave it in the hands of somebody outside of the West Coast to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's our job to do what we do, you know what I mean? And yeah, like, dog, when I first got the NWA and the Posse vinyl,
wow,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, look at these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. You feel me?
And that was the only picture I missed because I was sick.
Damn. Oh, don't worry, bro. Like
that
you
shit came out, you was like,
you was a straight up legend in our house, dog.
That's
you know what I'm
funny,
saying?
though.
DJ
I can
Yella.
imagine what that felt like, though. That fucking vinyl came out, you was like,
yeah, bro. I missed a lot of stuff like that too. Niggas be like, we gonna go right around the corner, Crook. We be right back. Then I find out they done filmed a scene in Rhyme and Reason movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, y'all just left me. But yeah, man, NWA, man. I heard that they about to honor you guys with some sort of a
lifetime.
Let's talk about that before we wrap.
That's crazy.
Are you excited for that? You gonna be there? Or are you?
Well, it's not on the Grammys day. It's the day before, on a Saturday.
I hate that.
And I guess they go on a lot of Lifetime awards. And then it might get mentioned on the Grammy.
That's that shit.
They keep. Why do the Grammys? See, that's why KRS-One didn't show up to the Grammys.
What are you talking about?
To that Hip Hop 50. You know what I'm saying? Because they will find a way to try to
fuck it up,
throw shade on the culture.
Well, we got y'all today, but I don't know if we want to put you in front of all these white people.
Hey, we were just talking earlier too how he wasn't included in the 50th, 50th anniversary.
Nobody on the West Coast really
for the most
50th
part.
anniversary all
That's
year.
crazy.
I didn't know nobody. It's all East Coast.
Wow, man.
I mean, it's still biased. Of
course.
It's just.
That's okay.
I'm waiting to see what this museum is going to be like too in New York. I told the owner, I said, "Is there going to be any West Coast in here?"
He probably.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta.
See, he didn't even keep it. He could have. Well, Yella, man, I don't.
Small corner.
See, he just lied right to you. Man, we gonna have this whole section.
Yeah.
It's a huge mural. You don't get there, it's gonna be this little big, little small, little.
I think you know what I'm saying. That's good. Man, listen, dog. I push for the West, so I don't care. Like I love the East Coast. East Coast.
Yeah, you have.
I could sell out a show quicker on the East Coast than the West Coast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because of what you know I do lyrically.
Yeah.
But I push this West to the fullest, and I love it. Go ahead, make the museum over there.
Ourselves.
We do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Everything over here. We tell our stories over here. Let's tell these stories that we have. I know I'm working on stuff. I know G working on stuff. We just tell our story. No problem. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a coast that's rich, and our history is rich.
Yeah.
From here all the way up to the Bay, it was people in San Diego getting down that nobody don't be talking about in the 80s, early 80s. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now that I
on
didn't
wax. Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I see. That's why we. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we was talking about. Oh, God.
For sure.
God.
Yeah, man. So can't wait.
Man, I wish we could do this all day, man. I know you got more.
Definitely am ready to eat. I ain't ate all day.
Yeah. I've been growling. I'm like, oh, but they ain't listening.
I know I'm the only person with headphones. I can hear it, bro. Just kidding.
What is this show, might I ask? I just walked in here. I don't even know
The
what.
podcast is the Rockstar Radio podcast. It's
Rockstar
mine.
Radio.
Yes, sir. And obviously, for reasons that are obvious to,
That's fucked up. You got to come back too.
Yeah, we got to have you back.
Yeah, I got to bring Crooked back, and I got to do it. That's why I called him to do it. By the time he was here, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Rockstar Radio. This is dope.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And you got to
And the
make sure
radio-
you got Crooked on, man.
Oh, God.
We got so much shit going on.
Yeah, straight up. And then the radio station is 99.1 KGGI. We're the station. We're that station out here in the IE. I host the night show 7 to midnight, man. You welcome here anytime, man. You
That's
feel me?
dope.
Monday through Friday,
Dope,
7 to
man.
midnight. Rockstar Radio Podcast is Nick Nack. Let's get everybody named. We got G Malone. You got yourself, man. You feel me? Do your exit.
Double
do your
dollar
outro.
sign, you shot. Glasses low. You already know the porch.
Yeah, it's King Crooked. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me.
And this man right here about to narrate my life story. Hold on, let's get him the.
Oh, what up, this Lonzo? Chilling.
Let's go. And my man.
And DJ Yella.
Come on, man. This is world famous. Listen,
DJ Yella.
I've been in radio for 20 years. This is probably the best day of my career. Let me just tell you that right now. Like, for you to stay as long as you did, you know, and to give us all the gems that you did, the amount of lives that you impact, I'm sure you hear it all the time. You've been hearing it for 30 years. But the fact that we get to tell you in person, Crook just came at the end and gave you his, you know, it's just such an incredible thing to have it in person, man. And just thank you, man. Thank you so much for what you've done for everybody.
I mean, without radio people, without fans, without just, even if people hate us, without them, we wouldn't be here.
What'd you say?
I can appreciate it.
What'd you say? They paid for it. They paid for it.
That's right.
We out of here, man. Thank you.
Rockstar Radio Podcast.